blood tinge only. This is going to be my third stream, my third day streaming in a row, which is pretty atypical for me. Okay, I didn't spend any blood echoes at the end of the last stream because I wanted to do some things while I was here. So the first thing we need to do is actually make our first chalice engine. We didn't do that yet. Next thing I think I will do is just restock all of our consumables. Yeah, let's buy 10 more vials. And then just as many bullets as we can afford so that we don't run out at any point during today's stream. Opening up my chat window right now. I'm not actually going to go in here yet, but I wanted to just make it while I had blood echoes available. What I actually want to do is, let's see, I have this. Yeah, what I actually want to do is go back to the Grand Cathedral and then go down the left-hand path, which we haven't gone down yet, or I guess technically the right-hand path. It'll be my left, but it's actually the right-hand path, which we haven't gone down yet. Okay, chat window is open. After I go down here, honestly, there's not really a huge reason to actually go down here, but I'm gonna go over here anyway, because I think there's a couple of twin bloodstone shards, and I don't think there's any chunks. I don't think you would be able to find any chunks this early in the game. I'm fairly sure about that. The reason why I'm holding the rifle spear in my right hand is because, for one, it is a gun. We can use it as a rifle if we need to, although it's got really bad damage. But for two, I have a regen gem equipped in there. So we're basically just using it to regenerate our health after making blood bullets, because we're pretty much never going to be on full health in this run. We're going to be at like 90% of the health most of the time. Perfect. That went really well. There's a couple hunters over here who might be a little bit difficult to fight. Could be a fun way to start the stream, though. Actually, before I fight these guys, give me a second. I'm going to go post some links. Some stream links. Let's do that real quick. Alright. I'm going to do it the correct way today, too. And while I'm doing that, you guys get to hear motorcycles driving by in the background, probably. I can never tell if people can actually hear the background noise or not. I can hear it even with my headphones on, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the viewers can hear it. And streaming. I'm not going to make a Reddit thread today because today's stream is mostly just going to be me going around gathering materials and getting ready for the mid-game. Let Ducky know that I'm streaming too. Alright, let's get back to... Nope, not yet. I got one more thing to do. Third day streaming in a row. Gotta embed this link. There you go. And I'm ready to stream. Alright. This guy down here has a rifle spear. He's really annoying. I want to look up his stats. I know you can find the stats on the Bloody Crow. I've looked those up before. I don't know if they have stats on all the other hunters, but I'm a little bit curious to look up this guy's stats because he does a lot of damage with his rifle spear, and as I learned today, it's actually not that easy to deal high damage with the rifle spear. It has a very interesting modifier to it, which I actually want to explain. It's one of the things I wanted to do. Alright. Yeah, his rifle spear does... Oh, it's because he's using the Ludwig rifle, not the rifle spear. So it's actually his Ludwig rifle that does a ton of damage. That makes more sense. Because the Ludwig rifle should work like the blunderbuss. He's seriously like the idea of... He's like the gun spammer. Like if you think, like, what is a gun spammer? This guy is the literal definition of a gun spammer in PvP. All he does is just run around and shoot his Ludwig rifle at you. So his rifle spear probably does less damage than his Ludwig rifle. I'm going to explain in a moment how the guns work. I definitely cannot do it. Yeah, see how little damage that did? Oh. I'm going to explain in a moment how the guns actually work, because it is very interesting. I looked it up today because I was wondering why my rifle spear wasn't doing very much damage, and there is an explanation. It works differently than all the other guns. Come on, fool. Honestly, trading with him is fine. He has a long recovery time, too, after he shoots. Alright, we got him. It's funny enough, the actual way to beat him is with gun spam. That's actually much easier than trying to fight him in melee, I think. Alright, the Tonitrus guy is going to be a pain, because I think he has a shield, actually. Let me look. Does he have a shield? I'm not sure. He does, yeah, so we gotta hit him after he swings his weapon, basically. I might even be able to parry him. Honestly, he doesn't have that much health either way. I gotta be careful not to let him hit me with the buffed weapon. Let me run away. Heal. Honestly, hitting him while he's in recovery frames is probably fine. It deals 130 damage per shot. This is a really good way to test like how powerful your gun is in PvP, is to just find NPC hunters like these guys and use your gun against them. We are going to hold on to this bolt paper for now. May have a use for it later. I think yeah, there's a guy over here. I think these are regular shards. Yes. But there are twin shards in this area you can pick up, and we're going to need them because we want to upgrade our Raider Palash. That's kind of my goal for this stream, is to get the Raider Palash and then upgrade it. There's going to be more over here. Oh, hey, thanks for stopping by. I just saw Lurker join the chat, I think. Alright. Let's get back to what we're doing. I guess I'll fight this guy too, I might as well. Oh, it's LJ. Thanks for being here today. How are you doing? Come on. Do something I can parry. Please. Not that. Oh, watch out. There we go. Get a little bit of damage on him before he transforms. Now I have to make sure he doesn't one-shot me. Because this guy can absolutely one-shot you after he buffs himself. You're doing good. How about me? How am I doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I probably got to do some stuff later. I got to run some errands for my mom. She just got out of the hospital not too long ago. So I'm going to run some errands for her after this stream. Okay, there's one twin shard. And these guys, I think, will drop bullets to help replenish the ones that I just used. Yes, there's 3. By the way, if you don't get that bug over there on the stairs that I got, for some reason he runs away while you're fighting these guys. So if you go down this path first and then back up the stairs, the bug, like, you can never get the bug. It's really weird. I'm not sure why he has like such a really wide detection radius. Alright, our next goal is going to be to try and draw out these guys one at a time and deal with them. LJ says, how's my mom doing now? She's doing a lot better. They had to do a biopsy and they weren't sure if she had cancer or if she just had an infection. And at least she's doing good enough that they were able to release her from the hospital. So it's still like kind of 50-50, but she got a lot better after she did the antibiotics. So it might have just been an infection. Oh, that's a loud one. He really wanted to rev his engine today. But honestly, they were taking really good care of her in the hospital. That made a big difference. Like, better care than she could take care of herself at home in her condition. And she can't really go shopping either, so I have to go do her shopping for her today, basically. Alright, I want to lure this guy over without alerting the bugs. Annoying, though, because I don't really have any long... Like, the gun doesn't actually shoot as far as you can throw a pebble. Alright, here we go. I'd like to get both bugs if I can, but it's going to be hard because they run in different directions. Ooh, I'm surprised I got that parry. That did not seem like a valid parry to me at all. Honestly, our damage is good enough now. Yeah, we can actually take these guys on, like heavier enemies. I gotta be really careful because he's about to jump on me. I have to make blood bullets. Yeah. Because I have to make sure I have enough bullets to kill those bugs over there. And in order to do that, I need to use blood bullets against this guy. So I'm not using my normal bullet stock. Nice parry. That was a perfect parry. Ooh, a sharp blood gemstone. Useless item. Hey, Onyx Lily, thanks for stopping by today. Seems like you're right on time. Yeah, you actually came at the very start of the stream today. Alright. Side bet. Am I going to be able to get both of these bugs before they run away, or am I only going to get one bug? Time to find out. I think it's really going to depend on how much damage my gun is doing. Oh, perfect. That's easy. Great damage, actually. I thought they were going to take a lot more hits to kill. Ooh, 4 twin bloodstone shards. And there's an item over here I can grab. Alright. Now we're going to use our Bold Hunter's Mark. Onyx Lily says 1 bug, and then says oof, because they got it wrong. I got 2 bugs. Yeah, for some reason, these guys have really low, they have really high physical defense, but all their other defense stats are pretty low, including, like, blood defense, and then all of the elemental defenses. So they're actually pretty easy to kill with guns, surprisingly. I think I'm going to go back to the Hunter's Dream now. I was going to run through Forbidden Woods, but I don't want to do it with 10 vials and 9 bullets, and possibly losing 15,000 echoes. Plus, while I'm here, I can show everybody something kind of interesting. Rux is fastest gunslinger in the West. Thanks for being here today. I don't think I've ever seen you before, so unless you are a lurker, I think this might be your first time coming to the stream. Either way, thanks for being here. Alright, we're up to 25 blood tinge now. Alright, so the reason why my rifle spear wasn't really doing great damage in the last run, why the rifle wasn't doing great damage, is because of this information right here. Okay, so the way the rifle spear works... Hold on a second. It's actually better if I do it this way, yeah. So the way the rifle spear works is that it actually... the math is a little bit more complicated, but the easiest explanation is that the pellets only deal 8% of the listed damage. So the listed damage is 109 plus 23. So the listed damage is 132, but each pellet actually only deals, like, 10 damage. And so you have to hit the enemy with a lot of pellets in order to deal damage. This is the opposite of how the blunderbuss works. The blunderbuss, each pellet actually does as much damage as it says, but they have a low amount of listed damage. The rifle spear has a high amount of listed damage, but each pellet only does 8% of the listed damage. The pistol does 100% of the damage that it says, so 115 plus 56. Each of our shots are going to be doing around 170 damage before the enemy defense kicks in. Interesting little fact, I suppose. If I had a blunderbuss, I would be able to show you like how much damage the blunderbuss does by comparison. I think we can look at the one in the shop. So the base level blunderbuss, for example, it says it does 25 damage. It actually does 25 per pellet. And that's important because if you hit the enemy with 9 pellets, you can do around 200 damage. But that's also before enemy reduction. Alright, we do want a repeating pistol at some point. I'm just going to buy it now. And then, other than that, I'm going to buy a bunch of Quicksilver bullets. And let's go clear the first floor of this Chalice dungeon, while we're in the dream anyway. LJ says, they're happy to hear that my mom's doing better. Your father was suffering from TB up until recently, and it was a really hard time, but he is doing good now. That is good. You were watching this stream 45 seconds late. How shameful. Yeah, how dare you be 45 seconds late to the stream. Unforgivable. But yeah, they were taking a lot better care of her in the hospital than she could take care of herself, which makes a huge difference. I wanted her to stay there longer, but she wanted to go home as soon as she could, so it's she's lost a lot of weight over the last few years because she doesn't eat very much. A lot of other issues, stuff like that. But she wanted to go home, and they can't force her to stay there, so she's kind of taking care of herself again now. Alright. So let's go run through this as fast as we can, and then we're just going to go take care of the undead giant. Ooh, I gotta be careful. Yeah. This guy's annoying. Oh wow, I almost one-shot him. I think I actually did one-shot him. I either one-shot him or the fall damage killed him. I'm not sure which. It looks like the fall damage is needed to finish him off. Alright. We have one advantage here in that we can actually shoot this lady. Oh, no, we can't because of the angle. The firing angle is no good. Alright, hold on. Then I gotta reload. Uh-oh. I almost got clipped there. Alright, I actually have to get up on the platform to attack her. Alright. this will get rid of all her summons. Now I just have to fight the enemies that were not summoned. So those guys, those red guys that were chasing me around, they get summoned by the Bell Lady. And then when you defeat her, they disappear. So it's better to just run after the Bell Lady and try to finish her off rather than fight those guys. Alright, 2 enemies down. Right now, I'm just going to run up and grab the lever. I don't think it's worth fighting all the enemies in this room. So I'm just going to run up there, grab the lever, and then go fight the boss of this floor. I should have enough ammunition to take him down. Okay, so here's our lever. They can't hit you while you're pushing the lever, so that's useful. The problem is, as you just saw, they can hit you like at the exact moment when you stop touching the lever. I also just got poisoned. I think I sold all of my antidote. Yes, I did. Well, I regret that decision now. Remember after we fought Bloodstar Beast, I said I was never going to need antidote again, and then I sold it? Well, I was wrong about that. It's fine, though. It just means we're going to have to use a couple vials to heal through this. Nice. You can take down these guys really fast in the Depth 1 Chalice Dungeons, because Chalice Dungeons cause the enemy health to scale to the level of the dungeon, which typically means like in lower level dungeon, like when you go really deep into the ground to like the deepest dungeons, the enemies scale up to really high levels. But what's funny is when you go into the really shallow dungeons, like only Depth 1 like this, it actually makes the enemies weaker than they would be if you just fought them in the normal game. Imagine if Bloodborne got remastered on PS5 Pro, it might have actually been worth it. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put it on PS5. I heard it runs actually pretty good on the PS4 Pro, but I don't know because I don't have one. Oh yeah, I'm doing great damage to this guy. We got no issues here. I just need to find a good time to reload. I'm surprised he didn't do a jumping attack there. Man, actually, a gun actually works really well against this guy. Granted, this is like the weakest version of him with the lowest health. But the combination of being able to attack him at range, which means you can like constantly fire on him without worrying about his melee attacks, really works to my benefit here. Alright, I'm gonna reload again. Hope he doesn't jump on me while I'm reloading. The only problem is that I can't damage his leg part. You see that lump on his leg? If you hit that lump enough times, you can break it. But it's really hard to do with a gun, because you can't really aim at his leg. It's very easy to do with a melee attack, and when you break it, he takes a ton of bonus damage. But unfortunately, I don't think we can do that here. I'm surprised he didn't jump there. Yeah, I can just like constantly keep shooting after every attack that he does. I think that's an AoE. His defense doesn't drop. Interesting. Oh. Oh, maybe it did drop, because I'm doing 87 now instead of 83. Alright, let me reload. He should jump now. He's really not jumping today. I think this goes back to what I was saying during the last stream about how sometimes enemies, they don't do specific behaviors. If you never hit them with a melee attack. Yeah, we're doing more damage. Okay, so his chest part actually has lower defense right now. Oh, I actually broke his leg with a gun. I actually hit the lump on his leg. Did you see that? When it broke, he took like a ton of bonus damage. That's why he died so fast. I didn't think you could break it with a gun. Very cool. Let's go grab the lever for the next boss while we're here. I don't think we'll fight the next boss, but I think it's worth it to go grab the lever. How do you like our cowboy outfit, by the way? Got the cool flat-rimmed cowboy hat. The nice, like, kind of long coat, like a duster type threads. Even, like, the brown color of the coat really fits, like, the cowboy aesthetic. Alright, we should have enough resources to just... Oh, I forgot about these guys. To just run through here and grab this lever. I'm not going to get that item because I'd rather get out of here before those guys chase me. I think they can climb, too, but... yeah, well, we should be fine. Big W. Undead Giant's not too bad. Honestly, I really think he's actually easier to fight with a gun than melee. Alright, so that should get rid of all the summons. Yeah, that's a good example. Now I actually did it where you could see how the summons all fall down after you kill her. Oh. Yeah, you go down just one floor and it increases the boss, like, health and defense enough that I wasn't able to one-shot him anymore. Or two-shot him anymore. It took 3 shots. This guy has slightly lower defense. Alright, this guy with the rolling fat dude is like one of the most annoying and difficult enemies in the game, in my opinion. He just has like no openings to his attacks. It's really weird. Okay, we got him. Like if he wants to just roll around on the ground and just never stop rolling, there's nothing you can do about it. There's literally nothing you can do about it. He just keeps rolling. If you try to hit him, he'll damage you and like knock you to the ground. So you can't fight him. All you can do is just run away and wait for him to stop rolling. Thankfully, we got pretty lucky and he didn't want to roll too much today. These are the guys from the first room. They actually followed me all the way up here, I guess. Any more? No. Okay, let's grab everything that we can on the way out. There's an item here. Over there is just 2 enemies. I don't need to fight them. They're going to jump down and try to chase me, but it's okay. I'm just going to run for the exit. There we go. Yeah, I think this is maybe the first time ever that I've streamed 3 days in a row. I did The Witness on Friday. I did Bloodborne yesterday. And I wanted to keep doing the challenge again today. So I wanted to keep playing. Maybe YouTube will reward me by promoting this stream, but it doesn't look like it. Pretty slow stream so far today. Onyx Silly says, nicely done. Thank you. Is there any delay on the stream? Actually, no. I'm looking at my chat window, and it looks like there's almost no delay on the stream right now, which is pretty cool. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to run through Forbidden Woods all the way to the rear entrance of Yosefka's clinic without stopping. The best way to do that is to start from the Grand Cathedral. You need to stream more often. Go for it. I think you should. I think streaming is just, like, really easy to do. I think it's the... maybe some people will be offended if I say this, but I think... especially streamers. But I think streaming is the easiest form of content creation. Like, my edited videos, when I edit a video, it takes so much more time and effort. But I will also say, though, my edited videos usually perform a lot better, too. Like, they get way more views, comments, likes. YouTube recommends them to, like, a wider audience. Whereas when I stream, it doesn't take, like, any extra effort on my part. It's just literally, like, me sitting down and playing video games while talking to chat. But at the same time, also, I tend to get, like, fewer views, comments, and all that stuff. So maybe it's a double-edged sword. You guys are behaving strangely. They're not doing the moves that I could parry, like, the last, I don't know, 20 times I fought them. Alright, we're gonna run past everything here. And just go all the way down to the Forbidden Woods entrance. There's gonna be a guy shooting at me from behind. That's the one I have to worry about. If I strafe... No, we're fine. He didn't even shoot me fast enough. There is a dog chasing me. I don't know how far it will chase. If it chases me over here, I'm gonna stop and fight it. Hit it with. Okay, and then next we're gonna take care of the alien, so he doesn't chase us. Honestly, just 2 gunshots will take me. And then we'll get the crow, just because he's annoying. Oh! He survived on 1 HP. That's been happening a lot in this run. Enemies keep surviving on, like, 1 HP. Okay, that might have been a slight waste, because we're going to probably waste a little bit of regen here, but it's not a big deal. We're up on 19 vials. I'm going to talk to Alfred really quick while we're here. Don't think he has anything for me today. Yeah, no. Just some lore, which I don't particularly need right now. Oh, there's the antidote I could have used. By the way, after you open this door, if you talk to this skeleton, you'll get a free insight. Well, technically a madman's knowledge. Yeah, already dead. LJ says, streaming is for sure easier than making full YouTube videos. Plus, if you're lucky enough, it can also be better than making videos. Yeah, I know that too. Onyx Tilly says, their videos used to get 200 views on average with a few comments, but the problem is that they were uploading multiple 15-minute videos a week, and you burned yourself out. So now you cut back to just one video a week. That makes sense. I mean, honestly, I'm very slow at editing videos. If you look at my channel, you can see I upload... on a slow month, I only upload like one video per month. Sometimes I'll upload like 2 or 3 videos per month, but that's about it. That's like my maximum. Whereas I have been streaming a lot lately, so that's been kind of filling in the gaps between the video uploads. I also upload longer videos, though I do, and I kind of recommend doing that. I think longer videos are really good compared to shorter ones. A lot of people are just like looking for something to watch that they won't have to like they want to click on a video and be like, okay, I'm gonna watch this, and I won't have to like find another video to watch, you know, in 5 minutes from now. It also depends on your target audience. Like, there's some people who only want to watch a video for like 10 seconds, and then they want the short speed to immediately show them something else. But then you have like the opposite type, which my audience that I'm kind of going for is more the type where like they want to watch something for an hour without having to go back to the homepage and then find another video to watch. Nice. I should only go parry the second hit on that chain. The first one is too hard to parry. Don't jump. Nope, I mistimed it. We're gonna have to run all the way back down here again. Oh god. The reach on his weapon is so unbelievably long. His axe has a longer reach than my gun. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? Never underestimate the power of scheduled uploads. You typically want to watch something between 10 and 30 minutes. Yeah, that used to be... I used to go for like the 10 to 30 minute range. Now I usually go for more like the 30 to 40 minute range, sometimes even longer. Alright, we're gonna have to run down this hill again because I was being stupid. Because that one guy has a weapon with a longer reach than my... His axe has a longer reach than my gun. Which is fun, I guess, I suppose. There we go. You just have to put a slight delay before you shoot in order to get the parry. Just like that. Because you do still have to get him while he's in the middle of his attack animation, but his attack animation is really, really slow and really, really long. Rifle. I wish the rifles... So actually, basically, when I was doing research on it, it looks like the rifle spear takes a long time to get good. It won't be useful until we get to the end of the game and we have like multiple blood gems with high damage multipliers. The issue is that by the time we get there, the blunderbuss will just be better than the rifle spear anyway. So it seems like there's never really a good time to use the rifle spear in a run. It definitely sucks early on, unfortunately. But the Raider Palash is still really good. I can't wait to show that off. That's one of the main things that I want to do with this run is record some footage that I can show people later whenever I'm trying to explain to them that the Raider Palash is really good. And they don't believe me. I'll be like, here's video evidence. What I can also do is just use this character, and I can make like short videos showing off the difference between like the Raider Palash and the other guns. But for the duration of the run, I'm just going to be using it as my main gun. Just to show how powerful it is. Hinami's here, says, hey, only gun run. Are you going for Blood Tinge? Yeah, so we started as military veteran so that we can minimize our arcane stat. While I'm doing the challenge run, I'm going to go for like 30 vitality and 50 Blood Tinge. And then after I finish the challenge run, I'm going to go for 50 skill, 50 Blood Tinge. And it's just going to be like a skill Blood Tinge build at the end game, because once I finish the challenge run, I still want to be able to use the character for other things. The thing I hate doing the most is like running through the entire game with a character and then just deleting the character afterwards. It's just such a waste. Oh, I got stuck on the gravestone. Right. One down. Attack. Mistimed that one. The ones with the torch have a really weird moveset. It's different than the other ones. Alright, let's go back up here, try to get our blood echoes back. Also, thanks for stopping by, Hinami. Let me know how you're doing today. LJ says, you once watched a 4-hour video of Five Nights at Freddy lore. Your brain started to hurt after that. Onyx Lily says, last night they returned to the the Murgos loft mid, and you found a guy with the two-handed hunter's axe who you parried to death. Next go round, he killed you and then shot your corpse, and so you decided to mess with him by spamming the Evelyn and the Raider plush. Oh good, he didn't pick up my echoes, so that's at least one small silver lining. I love when he does the running attack. I wish he would only do that. Let's like back away from him. Yes, but if you start to back away, he starts to do the jumping attack instead of the running attack. So you can't bait him into doing it. He just has like he's gonna do whatever he wants to do basically. You can't really control his AI. Right, let me reload while he's doing that. Stick close. Do something that I can parry. There you go. Perfect. Okay. The reason I'm doing this is because up here is a triangle gem. I think... let me confirm that before I say anything else. Madman's Knowledge and... Yeah, oh, no, sorry. It's not even a triangle gem. I thought there was a good triangle gem up here, and it was like one of the only ones you can get early on in the game. I was just 1000% wrong about that. We did get a good tempering gem, though. That's going to help with our Raider Palash. When we first grab it, we're not really going to have a lot of good gems, so we're just going to have to use whatever we've got available. Alright, so we're not going to stop yet. We're going to run straight through until we get to Yosef's clinic. LJ says, by the way, Ellery, are you still on episode 1 of Blue Lock? Yeah, I never watched any I never watched any more of it. The video performed really, really poorly. I did like the anime. I want to keep watching it, but the video performed really, really poorly, and so it's tough for me to like find a good excuse to make time. Because remember, when I make a video about an anime, it's not just like taking 20 minutes to watch the episode. I have to spend like an hour watching the episode while taking screenshots and working on my script, and then I have to do the voiceover, and then I have to edit the video. So that's like a lot of work to just like if I was just gonna watch it because I liked it, I would have watched more episodes by now. But because it's gonna take so much time and effort to watch the next episode, I've just been procrastinating basically. Hanami says, you've heard the Raider Plush is terrible, but you wouldn't know any better. Yeah, most people don't know any better. Most people, like I would say 99% of players have literally no idea how the guns work in Bloodborne. There is so much misinformation, and people who don't know what they're talking about will just keep repeating the same misinformation without ever learning how the guns actually work. So there's like no way to educate them. Like if I try to explain to people how the guns work, there will be like 50 people who will downvote me and tell me that I'm wrong, and then they themselves will give a wrong explanation. That is, so there's just like no way to teach people how guns work anymore. It's just we're too far past that point. Misinformation spreads way faster than the truth. Ooh, nice parry. I really don't want to... I'd like to talk about it more now, but I don't want to spoil anything until I can show it off. Like, I want to actually get the Raider Palash and show people, like, how to make it really good, how to do a lot of damage with it, and why it's better than the Evelyn. Oh, gotta be careful. It might actually be better than the repeating pistol on a bullet-per-bullet basis, but it definitely won't compete without Bone Marrow Ash with the repeating pistol, but the idea is you would actually use both. And the thing is, it actually synergizes really well with the repeating pistol. That's the important thing about the Raider Palash, is that it synergizes really well with the repeating pistol. And the repeating pistol is the best gun. So pairing the second best gun with the best gun is just common sense. Like, that's just good strategy. And nobody does that. Literally no one uses that build. I'm like the only person in the entire world who uses the Raider Palash with the repeater pistol build, even though it's the strongest gun setup. You have to like dash around this guy to get him to swing his shield at you. Please. Thank you. No? Okay. Because you can't... shields... The one thing shields can do in this game is stop bullets. They do it really, really well. You have to... God, he's so annoying. Please. Hold on a second. I'm gonna roll into him. Okay, whatever. Just stand there like an idiot. I can't shoot him while he has his shield up, but I can't, like, force him to swing his shield. Come over here. They just literally do not want to attack under any circumstances. They just hate attacking, I guess. Give me a second. I can't read chat while there's a bunch of enemies around me, even though they're very passive. Oh yeah, now you want to swing while I'm 30 feet away. Alright. God, I hate the pistols so much. I can't wait to get the Raider Palash. Okay. Yeah, eventually we're going to switch over to Raider Palash for efficiency, for bullet efficiency, repeating pistol for burst damage, and blunderbuss for parrying. But you have to start with the Hunter pistol because it's the only gun that can carry you through the early game. Okay, you've heard... Oh, no, I've read that already. Imagine if you were to make videos on One Piece. Oh my god. I would be making videos on One Piece for the next 400 years. Hinami says, alright. Yeah, I know. I know I was rambling about something that nobody actually cares about, but it's the truth. Okay, we got our Tonsil Stone, so we can go to the Nightmare later on if we want to. I'm gonna go grab the Church set while I'm here. Nope. Because the White Church set is actually pretty good. I think some of the pieces are like the exact same as the Black Church set, but just slightly better, which is kind of funny. But the white color doesn't really match a lot of outfits, while the black color basically matches every outfit, so I normally just use the black set, even though it's technically slightly weaker. Alright, I'm going to let Regen do a little bit of work here, because it's going to be a while before we fight any more enemies. Let me see how the white skirt compares. Yeah, so the only thing we lose is blunt and thrust defense, but enemies don't really do blunt damage or thrust damage. That's mostly like a PvP thing. So we're just gaining blood defense and arcane defense just from changing from a black skirt to a white skirt. I'd say that's worth it. Oh, that was a waste. I'll heal just because of that drop off. Alright, so we're going to go down this... By the way, I did not know this secret path existed for a very long time. I had to look it up. The first time I played the game, I never found any of this stuff over here. I never went to Yosefka's clinic. I never went to Canehurst because I never got the summons. I missed like 30% of the game on my first playthrough because I don't like using a wiki or a guide on my first playthrough. So I just played the game blind. I did everything that I could. I think I got the ending where you fight Gehrman, but not the Moon Presence. And then on my second playthrough, I did everything. I got the Moon Presence ending. Explored all the optional areas, etc. Alright, I think our regen is going to counteract the poison, but not really enough. Like, we're taking more poison damage than we're gaining back in regen. I'm wondering if I should use an antidote before I go up this ladder. I think you can heal on ladders in this game. The trailer for Blue Lock Season 2 is getting a lot of criticism because of the slideshow animation. Ghost says pistol only is wild. Oh, just wait. You'll see. We're going to be very strong very soon. Gun builds in this game can actually be extremely strong if you know what you're doing. I honestly think once you reach endgame, I think a build that mostly uses a gun for damage can actually be easier to use than a build that only uses melee weapons for damage, because of just the safety of attacking from range. As long as you learn the technique of reloading your gun in the middle of battle or between battles while exploring, you'll be extremely safe at all times. But yeah, whenever I made a thread on the Blue Lock subreddit too, a lot of people were telling me not to even bother continuing to watch the anime because everyone hates, the low quality animation. They want me to read the manga instead, so I might do that. This one you kind of want to parry because he has a lot of health. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna shoot him. But you see how easy it is, like with gun only? You can just stand there and shoot enemies. They can't really do anything. A lot of them are very stupid. They don't know what to do when you're shooting them. So it's much easier than you would think it is, as long as you know how to build a gun with high damage. That's the thing. So you need to learn how to build a gun with high damage, and then you need to learn how to reload your gun between battles and during boss. Reloading your gun during boss battles is probably the hardest thing to do, the hardest technique to learn. We sent a few people over here to the clinic, so we can find some aliens. Yeah, this is the suspicious man. If you send him to the clinic, he turns into this alien. We also sent the little girl. I think she's in this room. No, she's not. I'm not sure where the little girl goes. Gascoigne's granddaughter. She should be somewhere in here. This is where Yosefka is. I'm gonna go talk to her. She won't attack you as long as you don't go up the stairs. Her dialogue is great. I was gonna turn up the volume, but I forgot to do it before I went in the room, and you can't turn it up while you're in a dialogue prompt. Okay, this is the girl. So this is Gascoigne's granddaughter. We sent her here as well. And you get Formless Odin. And then in here, this is the real Yosefka. So the one we talked to over there is the imposter Yosefka, who is my waifu. This is the real Yosefka. She gets turned into a little blue guy as well. You can get her blood vial again. Hinami says manga is easier. Yo, Ellery, by the way, you might have already answered this. Hold on a second. Let me hit the lamp before I catch up on chat. So I'm going to be efficient. I'm going to read chat while I'm going through loading screens. Alright, would you rather only be available to watch anime or only be able to read manga? Okay, I see now. Yeah, I agree with Hinami. I think manga's better. There's more of it, and you can read it at your own pace, as opposed to anime where you're forced to watch it at the pace that the director chooses. You might have already answered this, and it might not be the right place to ask, but since you're doing a gun build, let's say you wanted a secondary weapon to one hand. Rakuyo would be better than the Chikage even on a Blood Tinge build, because Chikage doesn't scale with Blood Tinge in the one-handed. Is that right? Okay, so here's the logic for Rakuyo over Chikage. If you're running a 50 skill, 50 Blood Tinge build, and you have a gun in your left hand and a katana in your right hand, the Rakuyo has more damage than the Chikage from the skill stat. So it's going to be the better right-hand weapon with the gun in the left hand. And then when you transform into the two-handed mode, the Rakuyo two-handed version can use Tempering plus Fool's Gems, which have around 35% damage each and are very easy to farm. Whereas the Rakuyo in the two-handed form cannot use Fool's Gems because it constantly drains your health, so you'll never be at full health. And it can only max out at like 32 to 33% Blood Tinge gems. So 32, 33, those numbers are both lower than 35. I'm sure you understand this. And they take like 1,000 hours to farm. This is not hyperbole. They literally take like hundreds of hours to farm those 32 Blood Tinge gems. Like anybody who's like talks about that build, it's a complete meme. Like it's not a build that a real human would use. Like it's a build that an insane person would use. Like you would spend hundreds of hours farming for gems that are worse than just using Tempering Fool gems. Like it's crazy. Like nobody should ever do that. But it's the build that everybody talks about. So I just don't get it. We did get our triangle gem at some point too. All right. I'm gonna level up our. Let's go with You know, we're not really getting hit that often, so I'm actually gonna level up damage. I'm gonna focus on damage. All right. So we've got our Canehurst summons. Our next goal now is to go to Castle Canehurst and get our Chikage. Or no, it's not our Chikage. Sorry. Get our Raider Palash. You guys got me talking about the Chikage now. All right. So we have to go to Hemwick Charnel Lane. It's better to start from the Witch's Abode and go down the hill. Ghost agrees that manga, like Tokyo Ghoul, and some of the scenes in the manga are insane compared to the animation. The same applies to a lot of other manga. Hinami says two-handed Chikage is better, one-handed Rakuyo is better. Everyone on Reddit argues about this, and you can't get a straight answer. So yeah, like I said, actually, I honestly think the Rakuyo is better in both forms. I literally think the two-handed Rakuyo is better than the two-handed Chikage. I genuinely believe the Chikage is a straight-up meme weapon. Like, if somebody talks about using the Chikage, it just makes me assume that they don't know anything. Like, yes, like, technically you can make it do a lot of damage, but you can make every weapon in the game deal a lot of damage with way less effort. And many of them can even deal more damage than the Chikage, so it's just, like, It really is just a complete meme. Alright. Thanks for the explanation. No worries. I actually really enjoy talking about Bloodborne. I don't know if I sound like I'm annoyed. I have like mild... I'm like mildly on the spectrum, so I don't really modulate the tone of my voice very well. So a lot of times I sound annoyed when I'm not actually annoyed at all. So if I sound annoyed, I'm not annoyed. I actually really like talking about pretty much everything related to Bloodborne. Especially game mechanic stuff. Alright. So, Hemwick Charnel Lane, if you go from the Witch's Abode, you can basically just walk right down the hill and get there. This, in my opinion, is the fastest way to get to the carriage stone marker. I don't really want to fight these other guys. Let me see if I can get to the stone without alerting them. He's probably going to notice me. Okay, so once you get to the stone, it plays a cutscene. After the cutscene, you can usually activate the carriage right away. Yeah. So the carriage plays another cutscene. This will take me away from those guys so they can't attack me. Okay, but Chikage has some swag. The swag makes up for the damage. Yeah, totally. I completely agree. So this is a thing, too. People usually get mad at me. Like, here's the thing. If people ask me about, like, what is the optimal setup, I will explain it to them. And then usually what happens, like, someone comes along. I'm not saying this about you, Onyxilly. I'm just talking about in general. Like, someone will ask me, like, what is the optimal setup, you know, for this weapon in the left hand? And I'll be like, you know, this is what you should do, X, Y, and Z. And then there's always, like, some other person that comes along and is like, well, you know, you don't have to use the most optimal setup. You know, you should let people use whatever they want and have fun. And I'm like, okay, like, yes, if people want to use what they want to and have fun with it, like, by all means, go ahead. It doesn't bother me at all. And if you want opinions on how to make your favorite weapon as good as possible, I can also explain that to you, rather than explaining to you, like, you know, what the best weapon is. But the person literally asked me, like, what is the optimal setup, and I told them. It's not like I'm just lecturing people for no reason. You know what I mean? I don't know, it just always annoys me when people do that. Alright, so Raider Palash is somewhere over here. I don't think it's on the ground, I think it's in a chest. Yes. So this is going to be our main gun for the rest of the run. I want to go back and upgrade it soon, but it's probably a better use of our time to just run through this area. By the way, this whole time we've been using a +5 pistol because I didn't want to waste any upgrade materials upgrading it to +6, which is crazy because our damage has already been really good even with +5. Alright, these ladies are not worth fighting. They have a ton of defense and hit points, so I just want to run past them whenever possible. Free chunk. Definitely get chunks whenever you can. They are one of the most limited resources. They take a lot of effort to farm. I can't read chat right now because these ghosts will basically surround you and kill you if you look away from the screen. I will catch up on chat in a minute, though. I want to see how people react to my my latest rant. I'm over here ranting again. I feel like the last couple streams, people get me ranting on my controversial opinions, which may be a good or bad thing. Who knows? Sometimes that lady can kill you while you're getting the noble dress. Luckily, she only hit me once, and my defense is pretty decent. Alright, well, I think we're in a safe place now. Yeah, man, you don't need to cover up for that. I know you're passionate about Bloodborne, that's why I'm asking you. Ever since I read those posts on Reddit, I knew you were the guy to ask. Yeah. I spend a lot of time on the Bloodborne subreddit, so it doesn't surprise me that people from there would recognize me. Oh! That was stupid of me. I looked away from the screen and got grabbed. This guy, he definitely can't kill you with a single grab. No. He dealt a lot of damage, though. Alright, let me see what his blood defense is like. His blood defense is pretty good, unfortunately. Which means it's going to take us a lot of bullets to kill him. Alright, it's probably not going to be super efficient to fight these gargoyles. They have too much health. So we're just going to continue running past everything. Now, I want to explore the area and get the chunks while we're here, though. If we have enough materials, we can basically go back to the dream and make a +7 Raider Palash right away. I think we might be able to do that. The swag of the Chikage... Something is fire, but meh. I can't read your whole message because part of it is hidden behind the heart thing on the screen. That little thing that they put in the bottom right corner of the chat window, where you can click on it, like to send hearts to me. It's it's a little, I don't know, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I kind of dislike it. It's a little bit of a mixed bag. But what I will say, the thing that I don't like is how it blocks, like you can't read the messages in the bottom right corner of the chat, which are literally the most recent messages, the ones that you would want to read. This is a good example of why gun-only builds are like really easy to use. This guy cannot do anything to me. Like, you could technically kind of do something similar to him with a melee weapon, but you're always getting close to him and you're always at risk of him counterattacking you. With the gun, you're never at risk of being counterattacked. Oh, he's got something. Numbing Mist, very useless item. You were talking about 35% gems. Do you perhaps have any glyphs also on the same build? Repeating pistol or Evelyn? Repeating pistol, always. The bullet cost is heavy. The bullet cost is heavy, but all you have to do is just press the up button on your controller. Like, the only time... So here's the thing. So you're talking about a build where you want to be using the Rakuyo in your right hand and a gun in the left hand, right? So the gun in your left hand is going to be the repeating pistol. The only time you're going to shoot it is when you're trying to deal chip damage to a dangerous enemy at long range, which only requires a few shots, or when you're dealing bone marrow ash damage to a boss, which you can only do 10 times per encounter. So as long as you just press the up button on your controller whenever you are in between fights, and you always have those 5... I hate that shrieking sound. As long as you always have like those 5 red blood bullets to take advantage of, like, you're never going to run out of bullets, because you can always shoot the repeating pistol like multiple times before you get a chance to reload, and you'll be picking up more vials and more bullets along the way. It's never a concern. The only time it's ever an issue is in a run like this one, where like I have to constantly shoot my gun, and even then I wouldn't use the Evelyn. I'm going to use the Raider Palash. Ugh. I hate this area. There's just like projectile spammers everywhere. I think there's a chunk over here though. Yes, I definitely need that chunk. Alright, I want to get this guy out of the way so I can roll past him. I want to do. Crap. God, I'm surrounded by enemies. This is like one of my least favorite rooms in the game. Alright. There we go. We're safe. A little bit of a restock. There's some gargoyles over here that I'm not gonna fight. I'm gonna run in here and grab the items. I think there's nothing over here. Yeah, I always go over here. I always think like there's nothing over here, right? And then I go to check just to make sure. And yes, of course, there's nothing over there. I know there's nothing over there, and I go check anyway. This is the Executioner Gloves. Really awesome hunter tool. Before the DLC was added, I think the Executioner Gloves was one of the best hunter tools. Unfortunately, the Black Sky Eye and the Accursed Brew are both kind of better. Oh. Come on, she can hit me while I'm up there. There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true. I need to get her away from the chest so I can open the chest. There we go. Problem is, I might be trapped over here now. Just spam. Just gun spam. It's the only thing you can do when you're trapped in a corner. Okay. Give me another second. Like I said, this area is not really conducive to reading chat. I'll jump for the gargoyle. Okay, I think I'm relatively safe over here. I don't want to drop down there yet. You see, what blood gems would you use for the Rakuyo and the repeating pistol? Okay, so for the Rakuyo, what I would personally use are tempering gems with a full secondary. What these do is give you a ton of damage when you're on full HP, and when you're not on full HP, they still give pretty good damage. So all you need to do is just make sure if you ever get hit, just heal yourself back to full, and you'll do really solid damage with tempering full gems. I can give you a glyph for those. I don't have it in front of me right now, obviously, but I will give it to you in a second. I'll do it while I'm sitting through the next loading screen, actually. For the repeating pistol, you just need to use the... It's like a 32% blood attack gem. There aren't really a lot of options for guns. They basically all use like the same gem. Technically, with the blunderbuss and some of the lower damage guns, you can get more damage if you use blood gems that add flat damage. But that usually only applies when you're at low blood levels. low blood, like if your blood tinge is low. And in that case, you're probably not using a gun for damage, so I don't know, it's kind of tricky. Honestly, though, the blunderbuss does really good with flat damage gems because of the way that it works. You can push like the damage per pellet up to around 100. Alright, I'm gonna go grab the wig before we warp out of here. And then I will get that glyph for you. The problem is I might not be 100% sure. I have a couple of glyphs written down, and I don't always write down which one is which, but I think I know which one it is. It's something like, if I'm trying to remember it like off the top of my head, I think it's something like Q, and then there's like KJP, and then TUSU. I don't know if that's exactly it. I'm going to write it down for you, but it's something like that. I will find it. I have a very particular set of skills. I will find you, and I will send you that glyph. That's a Taken reference. Taken memes, if you know that movie, with Liam Neeson. What do you think about stats for that build? Not considering PvP, so being over-leveled won't be a problem. I mean, 50 blood tinge for sure, and then if you can fit 50 skill, then also definitely do 50 skill. After that, if you're gonna allow yourself to level up as much as you want, then just start leveling up vitality, and then eventually you can add some strength to give yourself a little bit of extra damage with like your saw spear and your other right hand weapons. All right, so while we're sitting through these loading screens, I'm gonna look up that glyph for you. It is. Hold on a second. I'm actually not looking at the screen right now. I'm trying to activate this lamp while not looking at the screen. I think this should allow me to do it. Based on sound cues. I'm doing a blind playthrough now. Alright, it's in my private channel where I write down my glyphs. Okay, so if you go to this glyph, this is in Thumero Ehil. It's QJ PK TUSU. I was pretty close. I got like all the letters right. I don't think I got them all in the right order. This glyph has tempering plus full gems with 35% or higher damage. So the attack rating that the game shows to you won't tell you how high your damage actually is. You need to actually test these gems by hitting enemies with them to see how much damage they do. This is another one of those things, like I said, like misinformation spreads faster than like the truth. The reason a lot of people don't understand or don't know like how good tempering gems are is because the game doesn't tell you. You have to figure it out yourself using trial and error. And so it requires a high level of game knowledge to be able to figure out which setups deal more damage than other setups. Okay, so it's Raider Palash time, baby. Okay, fortify. So right now we've got. Let me check the damage on our gun. Right now our gun deals 115 plus 67 damage. Right now our gun deals 182 damage, which is pretty solid, I gotta say. Let's see what we can get the Raider Palash up to. So Raider Palash, similar to the Rifle Spear, is a weapon that really shines late in the game when you have access to very strong blood gems. I kind of want one with a waning gem slot too, but I'm not going to be able to get one. Okay, so our Raider Palash gun damage is 124 plus 25. Yeah, it's only 149. It doesn't outdamage the pistol yet. But that's with no gems, though. That's with no gems. You have to keep that in mind. So let's see, with the gems we have available right now, we can get the damage up to 38, 45. Plus, this is a full gem, so it means it's going to deal more damage when we're at full HP. Although, unfortunately, in this run, we're basically never going to be at full HP. 56 damage. So, alright, let's compare the guns now. So our Raider Palash damage is 124 64 plus 56. It is 180. So it's actually... So right now our Raider Palash, with basically like the worst gems you can possibly find, is 180 damage. Our pistol with the best possible gems we could find is 182 damage. So the Raider Palash is only 2 points of damage behind right now. As soon as we get like a couple of good gems, the Raider Palash damage is going to be insane. And there's another reason why the Raider Palash actually deals more damage right now. But I'm not going to show that off yet. I'm going to wait. I want to wait until the time is right. It's going to be awesome. Alright. What do we want to buy while we're here? Probably Bone Marrow Ash, so that we don't run out later. And then vials. We need vials more than bullets. Alright, where do we want to go next? You know what? Let's clear out the next floor of the Chalice Dungeon, because I want to start making progress towards getting good gems. Best debuff would be stamina cost. I'll be back soon, Ellery. Thanks for your help. Okay, well, I was going to answer your question, but if you're not here, then I'm not going to answer it. But you know what? I'll answer it anyway, just so if other people are curious. I do think stamina cost is the best curse to get, because stamina use in Bloodborne is extremely generous. Like, it's very difficult to run out of stamina in this game. Even with a minimum endurance, you usually have enough stamina to do everything that you need to do. And weapons use a very small amount of stamina when they attack. So raising the amount by like 3% does not matter at all. Even if you do 3 stamina curses and you're raising the amount by more than 10%, it does like nothing at all. Like it just doesn't matter. You know what, let's equip Bone Marrow Ash in case we need it. I don't know if we're going to be able to deal enough damage to this guy. No, we can kill him without Bone Marrow Ash. So we really want to use Bone Marrow Ash as little as possible, just because it's so expensive to use. Oh. And this is a run where we really have to manage our resources, so we're going to use Bone Marrow Ash later on in the run against bosses that have a ton of health. We're not going to use it early on in the run against these bosses who have like pretty low health, and we can beat them just with normal gunshots. Like these guys, even without parrying them, I'm dealing a ton of damage to them. Although the parry shots obviously deal way more. Alright, this one's going to be annoying to kill because you can't parry him. And you can't even get counter hits on him, you just have to like shoot him. Oh, you can parry him. I did not know you could parry that attack. That changes literally my entire life. I'm not even kidding. The fact that you can parry that attack just like changed everything. Done with these guys. We're gonna go activate the next lantern while we're here. We got a waning gemstone and the Thumeru root chalice. The next best gem, I would say, is durability. You can't use durability with certain weapons, like the Tonitrus, for example, because it just breaks too fast. But for most weapons in the game, the durability curse is usable, and it has a unique property where if you stack multiple durability curses, they don't do anything worse than just one. Like, one durability curse is the same as 3 durability curses, essentially. Hey, Majestic NPC, you can parry that guy. Everything makes more sense now. It's not just that you can parry the giant, like the Watchers. Like, parrying the Watchers is the best way to fight them, but the attack when he swings his lantern, being able to parry that attack is actually a pretty big game changer. Because I can use that with gun mix-ups. I can't show it off in this run, because in this run I can only use my gun, so I can't use any mix-ups. But on my main character, like my main build that I use for PvP, PvE, sorry, and co-op, is a strength blood tinge build. And you fight the Watchers a lot in this game, so knowing that you can do a mix-up on that guy with the lantern and actually parry him is very useful information. It will make Watcher kills much faster. Like, significantly faster. Anyway, 3 durability curses are basically not any worse than just 1 durability curse. So if you get like 3 curses with durability on them, you can equip them all on the same weapon, and you'll usually be fine. Like it still takes a long time to break. You just have to remember to repair it every time you go back to the Hunter's Dream, and you'll usually be fine. Especially if you're like me and you carry multiple weapons with you anyway. You'll be swapping between them, so it'll take even longer to break. The Tonitrus, like I said, breaks really fast, so you can't use it on that. But there are certain weapons that also break really slow, and so the durability curses are even better on those. You can check them. I'll check the durability on the guns I have right now. I think that's like a useless item over there. This over here is a tomb mold. Yes. Okay, so for example, Rifle Spear has 180 durability, but the Raider Palash has only 150, so the Rifle Spear would be better for a durability curse, but both of them are pretty fine. Like, durability curses don't matter at all. You can also technically get them on pistols too, which are really good. Like, a durability curse on a pistol is, like, not even a detriment. It just does nothing. It doesn't even affect you in any way. It's, like, impossible to shoot your gun 100 times before going back to... And in fact, I think I think guns don't even take durability damage, if I'm not mistaken. I can't even remember. I feel like you never need to repair a gun. We've got 19 vials. I think I could just fight the boss right away. I'm gonna give it a shot. 19 vials means we have close to 100 close to 100 bullets left. I'll go back and explore the side area later. So yeah, stamina down would be the best. Durability curses are very easy to use. They're also like almost not a detriment at all. HP drain and attack down are unusable. So basically, like every curse that you get, there's like a 1/3 chance that it will just be completely unusable because those curses will just completely brick it. Okay, what I want to do is shoot his head as much as possible and eventually break it. Once his headpiece breaks, it takes a ton of damage. Once his head breaks, it takes a I think it's 2.5 damage multiplier. It's crazy how much extra damage it takes. I almost got hit by that charge. He does charge a lot more when you shoot at him. I learned this. Yeah, there you go. Head is already broken. Look how much extra damage the head is taking now. It's taking like hundreds of points of damage per shot. Uh, 300 damage per shot. It was taking 70 damage per shot before. Now it's taking 300 damage per shot. Watch out. So it more than doubles the damage to his head part after you break it. Don't charge again. Plus you knock him on the ground, so if I was allowed to use visceral attacks, that would have been a good time to do visceral attacks. Yep. There's the Watchdog. Easy fight. Easy game. Once we get to the Defiled Watchdog, you'll see the power of the Raider Palash and the repeating pistol. For now, we still have to rely on the regular pistol to carry us. We're still too early in the run. We don't have enough upgrade materials, we don't have enough blood tinge, we don't have good enough gems yet. Oh, we have to go back and explore that side area to get materials. We'll do that later. I want to go, let's see, where do I want to go now? Let's go back and clear Forbidden Woods. I think Forbidden Woods is good. You can actually get decent blood gems there. Vials. We're just gonna keep topping off our vials while we're here. Excuse me. Yeah, let's do Forbidden Woods. And don't let me forget to go and do the lecture hall and unlock the Nightmare Frontier as well. I have to do that at some point. Wow, we've only been streaming for an hour today. This stream's going a lot better than the first one. First stream was so scuffed. I messed up the Gascoigne fight. I messed up the Bloodstar Beast fight. I messed up exploring Yahar Ghul. I basically messed up every single early game area, which is pretty embarrassing because I know I could do this run much better. And then, of course, the one time I want to stream it is the time that I'm playing, like, at my absolute worst. But anyway, today's stream, we made a ton of progress, and it's only been an hour. It's pretty crazy. We're gonna run past a lot of stuff this time just because we already picked up the items. There isn't as much, you know, I'm gonna actually, I will kill this guy. It only takes 2 shots, and I don't want him shooting at me from behind. Plus, you get 3 bullets back. Anyway, I already picked up all the items, so I don't need to stop and fight the enemies in order to pick up the items again. I will fight enemies that give good returns, like this guy gives good rewards. Yes. Yeah, 2 blood vials for 4 bullets. That's a good exchange. We basically got 10 bullets back, and we used 4 bullets. So that's a +6 right there. I don't want to fight this guy because the other guy is following us now. And I don't like fighting an enemy while I'm being followed by another enemy. So we're just going to run through here. Usually if you come back here a second time, the dogs get out of the cage. So we might have to deal with some dogs up here. We'll find out soon enough. The dogs are still in the cage. Okay, we're good. There's a couple more dogs up here, though, that we will have to fight no matter what. Should be 2 dogs up here. Easy game. Dealing with using a gun is like the easiest way to deal with dogs in Bloodborne. Like dogs, I mean, are so annoying in this game, but using the gun makes them so much more manageable. I'm gonna do something here. Okay, I'm gonna load Bone Marrow Ash into my gun. I'm gonna parry him with the Raider Palash and then shoot him with Bone Marrow Ash while he's on the ground. This is why the Raider Palash is so good. You can load Bone Marrow Ash into your left hand. You can use the Raider Palash to parry, and then you can shoot the enemy with a Bone Marrow Ash shot while they're on the ground, and it deals an absolutely unbelievable amount of damage. I just did over 750 damage with that one shot. And my typical bullets are dealing like 150 damage. So let's just do some, let's make my beloved calculator. 750 divided by 150. So we basically just did 5 times as much as our normal damage, just by abusing the Raider Palash. This is one of the reasons why we're going to be using it for the rest of the run. There are other reasons. It's also good for other things, but that's one of its good qualities. Oh. I'm going to reload, actually. This guy's not really a threat. And very soon, it's actually going to be dealing more damage than our pistol per shot anyway. So at a certain point, the Raider Palash is just going to become our main gun. Oh, surprised that wasn't a parry. He was definitely in his attack animation, but he wasn't moving his weapon arm yet, so that might be why. God, the gun is just so powerful once you learn how to use it correctly. You can just burst down enemies. Like, any dangerous enemy that is going to cause you problems at long range, or literally, if an enemy is going to cause you problems at long range or close range, the pistol is good for fighting them. That's what makes it so good. Hello? I'm surprised that sniper had an angle on me from over there. I've never got shot by him when I was standing in this position. But then again, I usually don't take this long to kill this enemy. So I gave him a lot of time to line up his shot. Alright, there's a couple twin shards over here. We need to start collecting twin shards again, because we have to upgrade our repeating pistol soon, so that we can switch over to Raider Palash right hand, repeating pistol left hand. Once we get that set up, we're basically good to go for the rest of the run. Alright, I'm going to fight these guys just so they're not chasing me later on. Although the shield guy I know is going to make me extremely angry. The shield guys in this game are so passive. Would you like to play? It's a really cool game. It's called Bloodborne. You may have heard of it. If you want to play, you can come over here and play the game. Or you could just stand there with your shield up and do nothing. I feel like this guy was made just to, like, make fun of Dark Souls 3 players. Thank you. Oh my god. Literally my face when I'm playing Elden Ring DLC. Just stand there with my shield up for 5 minutes straight doing nothing else. So up here is the cannon. It's very easy to get killed by this cannon if you're not careful. I've had people summon me into Forbidden Woods, like to help them clear the area, and then they just get killed by this cannon. And then I tell them, like, hey, be careful, like, don't go forward until I go run up there and kill the guy with the cannon, so that you can proceed safely. And then we go in, they summon me again, and then they literally just do the same thing. They just run out and get killed by the cannon again. And then I said, please never summon me again. So to get past the cannon, you just have to do that. It's actually pretty easy. But if you don't know what you're doing, it can be very easy to get killed by the cannon, so it goes both ways. Speaking of cannons, there is a cannon that we can use up here, but we're not going to use it because it requires a lot of strength, and I don't want to level up my strength stat. I want to level up only my blood tinge and later on my skill stat. These snake guys are probably going to be manageable. They're not too hard to parry, although unfortunately, the best way to parry them is with setup attacks with melee, gun mix-ups. And since I don't have a melee weapon, we might not be able to parry them. Yeah, see, that's the best parry. You can set that up pretty consistently, coming out of a melee hit stun, but we're not allowed to use melee attacks. Oh, nice, Tempering Gemstone 3. I'm gonna look at that real quick. What did I pick up? Tempering Gemstone 3. Physical attack 5.4. I think that's gonna be I think that'll be enough to make our Raider Palash outdamage the pistol already. Those small percent increases in damage just add up really fast when you're allowed to equip 3 gems. This guy has a really weird moveset. It's hard to parry him. Got him. Nicely done. The guy up here, by the way, he's one of the few bosses in the game that's susceptible to poison. Most bosses in Bloodborne have 999 poison resist, but for some reason, the Abhorrent Beast, which is the guy that I'm about to run into up here, he's like one of the only guys that has like no poison resist or very low poison resist, and they even put poison knives right outside the room, so you can use them against him if you want. I don't think we can fight him. I can't remember how much HP he has, but I think it's a lot. More poison knives too, by the way. I will be right back. I need to take a really quick break. If you want me to fight this guy, let me know. And when I come back, I'll read the chat and I'll see. If people want me to fight him, I will fight him. Or I will at least look up his HP value and see if it's possible to beat him right now. But I'll be right back. Majestic says, fight him for fun. Onyx Tilly says, kill him for sport. I think you guys are drastically underestimating how strong this guy is. I'll look up his HP and I'll let you know if it's possible to fight him. Bloodborne, Wiki, Abhorrent Beast, I think is his name. Again, I have no idea how to spell the word abhorrent. If you can spell that word, you're an absolute Chad. Just imagine you winning a spelling bee while the rest of us chumps are over here, not even able to spell the word abhorrent. I'll catch up on the rest of the chat after I do this, but I want to check this information real quick. Abhorrent beast, come on. Loading very... It must have loaded very slow today. I think I know why. There we go. Okay, well, it's still loading kind of slow. I don't know why it's going... This page almost never goes slow for me. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so the Forbidden Woods Beggar, he actually only has 2,000 HP. Is that true? That is so little. Oh, I can fight this guy. I can fight... You know what? I was actually wrong. You guys were right. You were not underestimating him. I was actually overestimating him. He only has 2,000 HP. That's crazy. That's like... That's as much as like an early game boss. Ooh. Degis just put out a new video. If you like Advanced Wars, check out Degis Productions. He's like one of the, in my opinion, one of the best Advanced Wars creators. He just released a new video today. I'm gonna watch it right after this stream. It's a really cool strategy game. If you don't know what it is, it's a really cool strategy game. All right, let me bring the chat window back up now. I closed out the chat window so the Bloodborne wiki would load quicker. Alright, yeah, we're gonna fight this guy. He only has 2,000 HP. That's like chump level. I want to catch up on chat too, because I know there was another message I missed. Oh, yeah, Majestic actually mentioned that you can also shoot the cannon that the enemies use, and that is true. I forgot to mention that. The cool thing is, Dark Souls 2 has a lot of ballista that you can also fire, but in Dark Souls 2, there are so many cases where shooting the ballista is actually really helpful. Unfortunately, with Bloodborne, you can fire the cannons, but there's almost no cases where the cannons are actually good or like worth firing. I can't lock onto him. I don't know if I deal damage to him before he transforms or not. Let's see. He has... Yeah, he's still on full health. I can't believe he only has 2,000 health. I used to think this guy was so scary. But now that I like know a lot more about the game... Oh, let him get me with that one. I want to shoot him in the face whenever I can. It's a little bit hard. His face hitbox is kind of small. But if you can hit his face hitbox, you can break his face. Oh, he killed me. I was focused too much on trying to talk instead of play the game. Okay. If you can hit his face hitbox, you can break it. And if you can break his face, I think he falls down. I'm not 100% sure. I think he falls down, but even if he doesn't, the face takes a lot of extra damage afterwards. It's not as much as like with the Chalice Watchdog, but it does make a difference. The only issue is that hitting the face is actually kind of hard to do because it has a small hitbox, especially if you're using a gun. You have to basically be standing at the right angle so that your projectile hits him. Hey, Death to the Core, thanks for stopping by again today. As I said yesterday, I did end up streaming more Bloodborne. We're continuing the gun-only challenge. Chat just convinced me to try and fight the suspicious beggar, and I was being stupid and I let myself get killed by him, even though he's actually not very difficult at all. But I learned my lesson. I will take him a little bit more seriously when I run back up there. He's not as hard as I thought he was, but I also can't take him lightly, just because he only has 2,000 HP. A measly 2,000 HP, I should say. Which way should we go? Because I opened up the shortcut already. But if I run through where the shortcut is, if I run over to the shortcut, there's going to be a bunch of enemies chasing me, right? I don't know, let's check it out. Let's see if the shortcut's faster. That's just me showing off how you can parry enemies from behind. Pretty cool, huh? Like, if you shoot an enemy in the back while they're in attack animation, you can still parry them. Isn't that funny? Alright, the entrance to the shortcut is, like, over here, I think. I almost never use this shortcut. I think this might be the first time I've ever used this shortcut. Where in the world is it? It's not over here. This is where you fall down if you stand on the trap. Majestic says, hey, Death, is my time now? Hopefully not. Onyx Ellie is greeting Death as well. Ducky's here. Hey, Ducky, thanks for stopping by. You just finished church. Cool. What'd you have for lunch today? Death to the Core says, you can't tell you, bro, but don't worry. I don't think that's the real Death. I doubt it. The real Death is in Castlevania. You know, I was talking yesterday about the Castlevania anime and how it's really good, and it is really good. But I will say, when I watched the anime, I really, really wanted to see... So if you've ever played the games, you're probably aware of the fact that when you fight Death as a boss battle in the games, typically the way the battle goes is that you have a bunch of magical scythes that are being summoned, like, all around the arena, and they're flying at you from, like, every direction. And you have to deal with the fact that, like, projectiles are shooting at you from every direction while you're also trying to fight a boss in melee. And in the anime, Death appears, and he does not do that. Like, I was, especially with how incredible the animation is in that series, I was really looking forward to seeing, like, all these scythes flying around and, like, Trevor or Alucard having to dodge them while trying to fight. And it just never happened. Death just turned into, like, this big giant thing, and he just has, like, one big scythe that he just swings. Oh, you can parry that attack. Okay, cool. Good to know. I don't like parrying grab attacks, because if you mess up, the enemy still grabs you, and sometimes, even if you do it correctly, the enemy still grabs you. Oh, we got another tempering gem, though. That's good. Forbidden Woods is, like, the first point in the game where you can start to, like, really, like, find, like, mid-tier gems, like, reliably. Like, you can find a lot of them if you hang out in this area for a while. A little early. That's okay. It would have been 2 bullets to finish him anyway. Alright, so as I just learned, the suspicious beggar only has 2,000 HP. We can take him out real fast. The shortcut is in the windmill. You got a cereal and a sandwich. Oh, okay, cool. I haven't eaten cereal in a very long time. My favorite was Smacks. You know, the one with, like, the frog on the box? They're, like, honey flavored. Those are my favorite. They're, like, sticky honey flavored things. I also like Life cereal. I like... I forget what they're called, actually, now. Oops. I just shot, like, as if I was going to parry him, but you can't parry this guy. Hold on a second. Shredded frosted wheats. I can't... Why am I not remembering what they're called? Ah, crap. He's blocking the door now. I actually don't want to cheese him. I want to fight him normally. Hold on, let me walk away. Let me see if he'll go away from the door. I want him to go away from the door so I can go out there and fight him normally. I don't want to cheese him through the door. But if he stands in the door, then there's nothing I can do. You moron. If you stand there, I'm going to have to cheese you. Whatever. Okay, hold on. He backed off a little bit. I'm going to try to run by him. Nope. Okay, there we go. I want to fight him legit. I really do. And I want to get my echoes, too. I'm actually not going to worry about trying to shoot his face, because he has so little HP anyway. It's better to just get shots in whenever I can. I need to reload. He'll probably run at me. He usually runs at you after you heal or reload. Not always, though. Sometimes he does that move. Oops. Ah. Same thing happened. Literally the same thing happened as the last attempt. I mistimed the dodge on that forward, like, wind attack, and then once my health was low, I just kind of panicked. And like, messed up. Because after you panic dodge, like, he only needs to hit you one time to kill you. Smacks are good, but Life Cereal is probably the most Yeah, I think Life Cereal is super underrated. We're gonna get this guy. I don't know why this guy's giving me so much trouble. This is like the weakest version of the Abhorrent Beast. Now I gotta run all the way back there again, too. Oh my god. I'm sorry, this has gotta be the least interesting thing I could possibly be doing on stream. Deathcore said... Oh, sorry, no, they're greeting someone else in chat. I'll let you guys chat amongst yourselves. Alright. Alright, everyone, I'm gonna put up my hands, activate my Spirit Bomb. I need you to lend me your power. so I can defeat this annoying, suspicious beggar. I think the reason I'm struggling with him is because the arena on top of this roof is very narrow and very small. Typically, when you fight him in the Chalice dungeons, it's in a pretty large arena. So I don't really have a lot of room to move around and maneuver. When I fight this boss, I like to have a lot of room behind me. And I can't... There's, like, no position I can stand. Whoa, I forgot about that trap. I got really lucky that I just ran past it. Anyway, when I fight this boss, I usually like to have a lot of room behind me. And right now, in the spot where I'm fighting him, there's no possible way to have, like, space behind me. So I just have to fight him, like, head on. Alright. Please don't get murdered by the cannon. We've got, like, 15,000 blood echoes on the line. This is how you dodge the cannon, by the way, if you haven't watched the last couple. You go through this first house. There is a side passage here. You just have to roll through the stuff to break it. Or you can use a melee weapon if you have one. And then once you're in here, just run out as fast as possible and just hook to the right. The cannon, yeah, the cannon can never shoot fast enough to hit you. And then you're good to go. He can shoot his own friends, though, which is also funny. Alright, every time we kill the snake, we get some echoes. We get a good blood gem, so it's not a complete waste of our time. I'm going to focus on killing him with parries. On any, like, enemy that takes a bunch of bullets to kill, it's usually it's good to parry, like, whenever you can. Because it cuts down on the number of bullets needed. I can't parry that attack, it's too fast. It comes out too fast. That one I can always parry. I dashed forward like I was going to get a visceral attack. I can't visceral attack this guy. I wasted too many bullets again. Majestic says, not gonna lie, this is not an easy fight. You can't parry him. No, you can't. Thanks, you ruined my comment. It's the tiny arena and he's fast. That's exactly it. Yeah, you cannot parry this guy, which is really... It makes the fight a little bit harder. Because if I could parry him, it would make I would definitely have an easier time. What's your favorite soda? I don't drink soda. I only drink water. I'm very boring. But, well, no, that's not exactly true. Sometimes I drink protein drinks, but I mostly only drink water. You find out today you can't parry with Hunter Pistol, but you parry better with Ludwig's Rifle. Well, see, the thing is, the Blunderbuss is much better than the pistol for parrying, and the Ludwig Rifle is just like a slightly different version of the Blunderbuss. That's probably why you're experiencing that. If you use the Blunderbuss, you'll have an even easier time, but nobody's going to force you to do that. Alright, let me grab my echoes real quick. I want to do that before he kills me again. Although, ideally, he won't kill me again. Yes. Oops. No! God darn it. Where in the world am I, even? Can he fall down here? He can't fall down here. I have to run up there and fight him. Well, at least now I know if you fall off the roof, you won't die. So that lowers a little bit of the stress from potentially the small arena. If I roll off the roof, I won't die. That's good to know. But unfortunately, it wastes a ton of my time because then I have to run all the way back up there again. Fun fact, 90% of sodas are made of water. Yes, that's technically true. You don't drink very much soda or pop, but your favorite is Dr. Pepper. What is your favorite water? I actually have a favorite one, but I can't remember what it is. It's kind of new. Well, I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. They didn't used to stock it in the store where I shopped. They used to only have, like, Aquafina. But there's a new one that I like a little bit better than Aquafina. Alright, let's not get killed again. God. Alright. I almost mistimed that dodge, too. Yeah, this is actually a pretty tough fight, I gotta admit. I'm gonna heal to full, just for safety. Nope. Dodged way too early there. I had to go for the double dodge. One thing about this fight is finding a safe time to reload is very tricky. And I'm much better at fighting him with melee weapon too. Give me a safe time to reload, please. Thank you. Did you just kill me? Wow. There was nothing I could do. There was no space behind me. Look, I couldn't go backwards. So the only thing I could do is just try to dodge that attack, which is very tough to dodge. It has 2 hitboxes. I got hit by the second hitbox, which is actually the more damaging one. What the heck is this boss or enemy? This is the Abhorrent Beast. You can fight him. He's technically a Chalice boss, but if you attack this beggar in the woods, he turns into an Abhorrent Beast. It's a weaker version. But he's strong enough to kill me. 3 times in a row, apparently. I gotta be careful that I don't run out of bullets here. I wanted to activate that trap and kill that guy. Oh well. Alright, if we don't get it this attempt, I don't know, something bad will happen. If I don't get it this attempt, I'll post some rude emotes in chat, and your feelings will be hurt. I don't know why I'm struggling with this so much. I think it really is the small arena. Oh, watch out. Like, that last attempt really showed how the small arena can be a huge issue when fighting this boss in particular. Because once he was doing his AoE attack, and I had nowhere to possibly move, there was no way for me to dodge it. And it just killed me because my health was too low. Which means I guess I have to stay on full health the entire time. That's maybe the only viable option I have. Jump on here. The annoying thing here is actually clearing out this stuff. It takes like multiple rolls. Otherwise you get stuck on the debris. Up to the right. He should kill his ally with the cannon. Nope, looks like he missed that time. You got bad aim, bro. You can't even do friendly fire. Best of luck, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna need all the help I can get for this last attempt. And this will be the last attempt. Okay, you have to parry that later. So most of his attacks, there's like a slight delay before you have to parry them. You see how I'm parrying too early? Hold on, I need to reload too while I'm here. So that I actually have bullets to fight the Abhorrent Beast. There we go. I wonder what would happen if you parried him on the same frame when if you killed him with a bullet, like a parry on the same frame when he grabs you, if you would still get hit with the grab. Because enemies, they can phantom grab you in this game when you parry them. If you parry an enemy on the same frame as they grab you, you'll still get grabbed. But it makes me wonder what happens if you do that, like when you also kill them on the same frame. Nice. Alright, give me some vials. Oh, thank you, that's exactly what I wanted. What's your opinion on the Amygdala arm? It's your second favorite weapon after the Burial Blade, but you've heard bad stuff about it. You personally have been using it with no gems on a 50 strength build, and it does wonders. I think the Amygdala arm's pretty good. It doesn't have a great moveset, unfortunately. The gems are difficult to farm. However, it has very good synergy with flat damage gems because, let me explain something to you real quick. I'll use the Raider Palash as an example. Okay, so you see how on the left-hand on the left-hand side, actually this is not a great example, rifles. Is the rifle spin better? No, it's not. Do I have a weapon that has low flat damage? Yes, I do. Okay. Sort of. Okay, so let's use this in it. No, it's not really. I don't have any weapons with me that I can use as an example. I'll have to explain it to you later when I go back to the Hunter stream. Hold on. I don't want to be talking while I'm trying to fight this boss, so let me explain it before I go in there. Because the arcane damage on the Amygdalan arm is so low, you can do something like, say it has like 100 damage, arcane damage. If you add a plus 65 flat damage gem, you get 165 damage. Now, if you use your calculator, you will see that this is a 65% damage increase, which is way better than any of like the 28 to 30% damage gems. A 65% damage increase is obviously way higher than a 30% damage increase. However, this only applies to the arcane components. You have to balance that against like how much damage can I get from just increasing strength and increasing the physical damage. This is why people typically say to just use physical damage. God, this guy's so annoying. I think I might have just soft-locked myself too. Oh my god, why did they make you fight him on this ledge? Please. Stop. Stop. What do you think about the Black Myth Wukong? I haven't played it yet. Majestic NPC seems to like it. Where did I get the Raider Palash? It's in Canehurst Castle. You have to get the summons. So you have to go through the Forbidden Woods. You have to use the secret path to get to Yosafika's clinic. You have to get the Canehurst summons. And then once you get the Canehurst summons, you can go to Canehurst Castle through Hemwick Charnel Lane. And then in Canehurst Castle, you just find the Raider Palash in a chest in, like, the first room of the castle. Majestic says it's time to move on. I'm going to give it one more attempt. I'm not going to count that attempt because I just fell off the ledge instantly. I know I can beat this boss, like, almost effortlessly, is the weird thing. Like, if I could use my melee weapon, I could beat him, like, effortlessly. This is the one enemy that is, he's one of the types of enemies that's actually harder to fight with a gun than a melee weapon. Because the best strategy is to stay close to him and keep hitting him. I can't do that. I have to keep running away from him and finding chances to reload my gun. But when I'm at a distance from him, it gives him a chance to use his long-range attacks to punish me. So there's so many considerations that are making this fight harder. On top of the small arena, the fact that I can fall off the edge while I'm fighting him if I'm not careful. The fact that I don't have any room behind me to maneuver, which is the thing that you need when you're fighting this boss. You need to have room behind you. It's like every single quality of this fight is stacking together to make it way harder than it should be. That's like the fastest he can fire the cannon. He still wasn't fast enough to get me. Yeah, the fact that I landed on the outside of the fence there was really bad because you can't get back on the inside of the fence. You're basically just soft-locked. Why don't you pick up that sword? Majestic, it's gun only. Yeah, it's a gun only challenge. I will move on if I die one more time, but I really don't want to, because I know I can win this. It's hurting my pride. Got him. Alright. Okay, I've got way more vials than I do bullets, so I have to start using blood bullets more aggressively, and healing more aggressively. I'm going to apologize to chat in advance, but I'm obviously having a hard time with this fight because I'm letting myself get distracted. So I'm... he's talking about the Raider Palash. I have the Raider Palash already. I'll show you. The reason I'm not using... I am going to use the Raider Palash. It's going to be my main gun for the rest of the run. The reason I'm not using it yet is because I don't have blood gems for it. And it's dealing 2 less damage than my pistol. So I'm going to use the pistol while the damage is still slightly higher. But once I put good blood gems into it, it will outdamage the pistol, and I'll start using it. Alright, so I'm not going to look at chat again until I finish the fight. Wow. That did not help at all. Like, what? Like, literally, what is happening right now? Like, what is happening? I feel like I can't even dodge, like, one of his attacks anymore. I just instantly got knocked off a ledge and died. That was really funny. Yeah, that was like highlight worthy, honestly. Bro, unlucky. Don't move on. Never back down. Never give up. Okay, let's do one more attempt. That was actually pretty funny. I'm not gonna reach out anymore until I'm done with the fight. Walks in, instantly gets killed. Clutch. I'm actually gonna kill these guys so that I can get bullets from him, because I need bullets more than I need vials right now. Yeah. Okay. Top 5 weapons of Bloodborne, with guns included, for PvE. Repeating pistol is definitely near the top. Hunter axe for sure, one of the best weapons. Honestly, I think the hunter weapon is the best weapon in the game. I can't demonstrate why, because I'm not allowed to use a melee weapon right now. If I could show you, like a 5-minute showcase of me using the hunter axe, you would very quickly understand why it's the best weapon in the game. You can do things with it that no other weapon can do. Let's see, what else is really good? I think the saw spear is probably up there. The saw spear and saw cleaver are both really good, but the spear is like the slightly better version. So if I'm gonna do a top 5, I'm only gonna put the saw spear there, because there's no reason why you would use the cleaver if you can just use the spear instead. So that's 3 weapons right there. Simon's Bowblade for sure. If you're willing to just like attack enemies from a distance and cheese them to death, like the Bowblade is by far the best option for doing that. It outshines every other ranged weapon in the game, even the repeating pistol. The reason the repeating pistol is good isn't like so much the ranged attack, it's just the bone marrow attack, like the bone marrow damage, and being able to do that at range. Like the combination of those 2 factors is what makes the repeating pistol good. The Bowblade is different. The Bowblade is just like good at range, like just to constantly attack at range. So that's 4 weapons. If I had to pick a 5th one, I'm not sure what I'd pick, honestly. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that like I usually put on a lot of my builds. I need to reload. Oh, too slow. I'm gonna reload. I don't want to waste any bullets. There you go. I should have healed before I picked up vials. Cat is trying to help in his own way. My cat sat down on the shift button. Oh, I see. What about your own personal favorite gun and well, these are basically my favorites. I'm listing they're like, it's weird, like, I'm listing what I think are objectively the best weapons, but because I think they're the best weapons, they're also my favorite weapons, if that makes sense. If I want to pick something that's not, like, objectively great, but that I do really love using, Raider Palash it's very good. It's not top tier, though, but I do love using it. God, this guy doesn't want to do anything that I can parry. Hold on a second. God, I think my reaction timing is like slightly delayed or something. I think that's what's happening, because I'm struggling against like everything now. It's not just the guy up there. It's like I'm having a slightly delayed reaction on all of my shots. Boom Hammer is so fun to use, and it's actually really strong if you put the right gems on it. The Boom Hammer is so fun to use, though. It's one of the weapons that really strongly benefits from a Fool setup. But unfortunately, you have to use like a Nourishing Fools setup, and those are so hard to farm. They're like some of the hardest gems to farm. I lost all my echoes. Okay, well. No big deal. Yeah, something's going on. Do you see this? Like, all of my actions are like slightly delayed. God, what is happening? Why can't I fight this guy? I'm seriously going crazy. Like, I have literally, in the last month, I have fought this boss 50 times in the depth 5, like, cursed dungeons and had no trouble with him at all. And now I'm struggling with like a weak version of him that only has 2,000 HP. It's got to be a mix of like A, the gun only thing, B, my reaction time for some reason is delayed by like half a second. I'm messing up the timing on all of my dodges and all of my parries. Like on everything, not just against that enemy. I've been doing it the whole, like through all the way up to the fight. I just gotta like reset my timing or something. My internal timing is off. So far so good. Let me see if I can parry this guy. If I can parry this guy up ahead, then maybe I'm in a good position. Okay. Doing better. We're doing a lot better so far. Time for cheese. No. Hinami, oh my god. I'm gonna let you get out of this high stress mode. This is a long message. You say sorry for all the questions. I don't mind all the questions, but I do mind a little bit when people send like a lot of really long messages, like one after the other, because I have to spend so much time reading the chat that I can't focus on playing the game. But I will read your message in a second. Just give me a second. And then also, like, while I'm reading your, like, if you send like multiple really long messages, like, while I'm reading those, like, I'm not reading other people's chat messages as well. So it kind of, like, slows down the whole stream. It's not a huge deal, but at the same time, I'm not going to lie and say that it's, like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say that it doesn't cause any mild inconvenience at all, but not a huge deal either. You just have to give me a second to get into a position where I can actually read the messages. Hook to the right. That was a pretty slow cannon fire. Let me fight this guy. And his buddy. I'm actually gonna just fight some basic enemies just to like reset myself. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. I was trying to do something else. I kind of flubbed it. Alright. No cheese. Ellery is an honorable individual. Never one Bloodborne player. Nah, probably not the best, but I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good. I'm not like humble enough to be like, oh, I'm just okay at the game. I think I am pretty good. I recognize that I'm pretty good, but I'm definitely not the best. I'm far from the best. The people who can do like no-hit challenges are better than me. I can't do no-hit challenges. All right, what you're asking for is what is the best setup for Burial Blade and what would be the best setup for Amygdala Arm with blood gems and stats. I think both of them actually benefit better from physical gems on most builds. Like most builds, if you're using the Burial Blade or the Amygdala Arm, because they have low arcane damage and low arcane scaling, typically your best option is going to be just to use regular like physical gems. You don't even have to use nourishing gems on them. So you're basically just focusing on maximizing the physical damage aspect, and then you just take like the extra bonus arcane damage as just like a small extra bonus, like as if you had used. It's almost like if you were going to use like bolt paper or fire paper on a weapon. It's just like a little bit of extra damage. And then if you happen to level up your arcane stat, you'll get a little bit of extra damage out of it. You can do nourishing setups, and they might be able to deal more damage overall, depending on your exact stats, depending on the exact gems, etc. But it's hard for me to say that for certain. And then flat, like I mentioned, setups that add flat arcane damage can be really good for them. Oops. Pistol moment. He's gonna kill me, isn't he? Yes, he is. Just applaud, everyone in the chat. Just applaud. Okay, now we're back to the gear that we were in for the first stream. This is how the first stream was going. I was playing like an absolute clown, which is how I'm playing right now. The first hour was going too well. We had to get back to basics. Okay, second hour, we're on point. We're doing the keep running into the same area and get killed over and over again thing. I'm doing a really good job at that. technically, you've never seen anyone better than me, especially at explaining stuff. Maybe not gameplay-wise, but at least on technicality level. Yeah, I do think game knowledge is one of my strongest areas, like game knowledge and strategy, which is a big component of the game, because Bloodborne is an RPG. Like, it is an action game, but it's also an RPG. And so, like, understanding the mechanics really well is very important. And I think that is my strongest area as a player. My technical execution is usually pretty good. I'm not playing very good right now. I can be inconsistent, like as you can see. I'm not playing very good yesterday or today either. But when I'm locked in, I can play really well. And it's that combination of like good game knowledge and skill, which leads to like pretty top tier gameplay. But I can't always play at that level. Ducky says press continue is good. He did No Hunter's Dream run twice. Oh yeah, No Hunter's Dream is something that I wouldn't be able to do. Like I've never done Deathless. I've done pretty good though. I've gotten pretty far into the game without dying, just by like not even trying to do Deathless run, just by coincidence. But I don't think I would be able to do a Deathless run. I definitely can't do no-hit runs, stuff like that. So yeah, I can do challenge runs like this, and these are more fun for me anyway. It's more about like the goal of accomplishing something where you're limited to using like specific tools. Like that's fun to me. That's the type of gameplay that I like, especially because that rewards game knowledge. Like me knowing how to use the Raider Palash effectively will make this run easier. I almost feel like this might be the moment to bust out the Raider Palash, because I want to show people why it's so strong. Watch out. Alright, we're gonna go deal with this snake. But I also don't know if I should save it for later in the run when it's gonna be like really, really strong. Just so you can see the difference between the different guns. Yes, do an attack I can parry. I love when he does an attack I can parry. That's too fast, I can't parry that. Can't parry that at all. Need to reload. Parry that if I can. Alright. I'm gonna do this just for bullet efficiency. Oh, we got another tempering gem. When we go back to the dream, we're gonna have a lot of tempering gems to sort through. Alright, why is... like, my gameplay is getting worse. Like, before the boss was giving me trouble, now this guy's giving me trouble. I can't even get to the boss. He's behaving very weird. Did you see that? He just stood there, like, holding his weapon. He must have gotten stuck in an AI loop or something. But I didn't want to do anything because I didn't want him to come out of the loop and hit me. Alright, the Insomnia run is the only challenge you've ever had interest in doing. I don't think I know that. No death run, no leveling run, no using the tombstone. Oh, sorry, using a trombone as the controller run. Yeah, I definitely couldn't do that. So the No Hunter's Dream run is basically the run where you can't die, you can't level up, you can't upgrade your weapons. It's just too much for me. Any run that just makes... Any challenge that just makes the run take longer because you're not dealing a lot of damage and you have to spend forever chipping down boss health bars, that's just not fun to me. That's not my game. I like runs like this that reward game knowledge, like if you know how to make your weapon deal high damage. Waste of a vial. My fall-off range isn't that bad, actually. I'm still dealing 70 at range. You've heard of panic rolling, now see panic healing. I'm just like spamming the heal button even when I'm on full health. What it is that slash attack he does at close range, when he does 2 slashes really fast with like no wind-up time, that's the one that's getting me. Gotta get out of this corner. He's gonna kill me again. Yeah, there's like no room to maneuver. You're always being forced into a corner. Okay, reload. Heal. Dodge. Okay, we got him. Yeah, what makes this fight so hard is that the fast double slash attack he does, when you fight him later on, you have plenty of HP, plenty of defense, so it doesn't really deal a lot of damage to you. But now, because my HP and defense are low, it deals a ton of damage to me, which completely changes the dynamic of the fight. The other thing is that this ledge is so narrow and so small that your back is always to a corner. So you're constantly being forced to run past him, get to the center, then you back up. Now you're already in the corner again. You have to run past him, turn around. Now you're back up. Now you're already in the corner again, etc., etc. All right, what does he even drop? A beast rune? That's nothing. That does nothing for me. We literally just did all that for no reason. Okay, back to exploring. Excuse me. I'm getting tons of GGs, tons of W's in the chat. Thank you guys. You can't parry him. Yeah, I did get some echoes, but honestly, I think I lost more echoes than I gained. At one point, I had 25,000 echoes, and then I lost them all. So we'd be up at over like 40,000 right now if we hadn't died. The good thing is we got the cannon too. We can sell that. Alright. I think I want to run through the whole area instead of opening the shortcut and going back. I don't know though, because if I die, I'm gonna lose all these echoes. This is a tough call. We could be greedy or we could be fast. We can't be both. We literally cannot be both. If we're greedy, we could die and then lose like a ton of echoes later. But if we go back to bank the echoes, it's gonna waste a lot of time. Ooh, I think that was an out of shape gem. So every time a gem drops, there's a 2% chance that it will drop in the wrong shape. That's what just happened there. This gem that he dropped, I think it's this one right here, 4.7 damage with poison effect. This is supposed to be one of these gems up here. You see this? 5.4 with a poison effect. But because of the 2% chance, it dropped in this shape instead. Pretty cool. You can use that to your advantage much later on. You can farm for out-of-shape gems in order to get like an effect in a slot that it wouldn't normally be able to get. But it takes a lot of time. It honestly just takes way more time than it's worth. Especially when, as I've said this a couple times already, but tempering full gems are so good already. You don't really need to do any like rare farms. Those, like, the best gems are just actually easy to farm. Alright, so we got the shortcut open. We're gonna get our League rune now. This is our boy Valter. Are you kidding me? We'll probably use the League rune for a little while. It doesn't do anything for us, but if we kill any hunters, they sometimes drop vermin. It's tough to know like what will or won't drop vermin. You can check Valter. He really likes to talk about vermin and crushing them. What about Liza P? I haven't played Liza P. So one of my favorite things, and you've probably noticed this because I've been talking a lot about like builds and like making my characters and like how to get their setups and exactly what weapons to use, what upgrades to use, what gems to use, which stats to have, how the mechanics all work together, right? So one of my favorite things in games is making my own characters and making their builds. And I don't like to play games that have pre-generated characters. So I don't like to play a game where you're forced to play as Pinocchio. I don't like to play like Lords of the Fallen where you're forced to play as like whatever, I don't even remember the guy's name. He was just like some generic boring guy. Like, why would they force you to play as a generic boring guy instead of being able to create your own character? When being able to make your own character is like way more fun too. It's crazy. But that's why I haven't played a lot of the games that that have pre-generated characters. Don't run at me and kill me, please. This guy could easily kill me too, by the way. If I'm not careful. Oh, nice. Crap. thought there was more room behind me, but unfortunately there was just a ledge behind me. Alright, let me see if I can get him to follow me over here, honestly. Come on. Do your running attack, please. Yes. Thank you. Do it again. Or don't. Do literally any move that I can parry, please. Thank you. Alright. Let me see how hard it is to kill the snakes. I don't know what their blood defense is like. And they have kind of good blood defense. I don't want to use 3 shots per snake. That's a waste of bullets. Watch out. I think there's... Are these twin shards? No. Useless shining coins. Alright, we're going to go back up there because there's something up there that I wanted. Have you played Elden Ring? Yeah, I played Elden Ring. I like Elden Ring. I don't really like open world, though. So Elden Ring is probably my least favorite Souls game. I like... it's kind of a toss-up because I like the mechanics of Elden Ring. The builds are okay. I think it has it has a problem with level bloat. Like you just have way too many stats. Like you have to level up a bunch of levels before your character starts to feel strong. Whereas like with Bloodborne and a lot of other games, like I could play like a low level character and still feel like relatively strong. Whereas with Elden Ring, like the game like checks you. Like it's like, hey, are you like level 60 yet? Because if you're not, like if you're still trying to play the game at level 20, like you're gonna really struggle. And I don't like that. I prefer if you can just play the game at level 20 and still have like a fighting chance. But I mean, then again, there's probably people who are much better than me at Elden Ring who can probably play low level builds. So, you know, I'm not the expert on the matter. But the thing is, like, I just don't like open world. I don't like having to ride my horse around, like, between areas. I would prefer if the dungeons were just connected to each other, like one dungeon after the other, the way Bloodborne works. Idiot. So it's very tough for me to rank Elden Ring with that consideration in mind. But I do like the game. It's fun. It's fun enough. If I didn't have to ride my horse from one location to the other, I would probably be playing Elden Ring a lot more. But that aspect of the game is just not fun for me at all. Which is unfortunate to say, but it is the truth. There was a bunch of messages, by the way, when I glanced over at chat. I didn't read them all yet. Atmosphere plays a big part for you in Souls game. It's the same reason why you stayed away from Sekiro. Sekiro is a good game and the combat is goated, but with the customization it would be way better. Yeah, that's true. Even if it interfered with the lore. Same reason you're not going to play Lies of P. Atmosphere is half of the game. For me, it's honestly, like, for me, the big thing is honestly just the game mechanics. Like, for me, mechanics is the most important thing. Which is why I love Bloodborne, because it has great mechanics. But the thing is, I don't just mean, like, dodging, attacking, and shooting. When I say mechanics, I'm also talking about, you know, character creation. So any game that doesn't allow me to create a character has, like, bad mechanics, as far as I'm concerned. Too soon. Or too late. Too soon. There we go. Got it. Alright. There's 2 more guys over here I need to kill in order to get the chunk that I want. They're going to be really annoying to fight together, too. I wonder if this would be a time to use Bone Marrow Ash. Eh. Of course, I hit the one that wasn't knocked down. These guys are way annoying to fight 2v1. Hold on, I need to reload now. I'm just gonna go grab the chunk. That way, even if they kill me, I'll still have the chunk that I came here for. Okay. Oh, you can parry that attack? That is crazy. That's a ranged attack. You can parry a ranged attack? I'm learning so much in this stream, I gotta say. There's been, like, multiple cases of me being able to parry attacks that I did not know you could parry. Alright, now it's just 1v1. Now you're not a challenge at all without your friend. You can parry their ranged attacks. That is completely insane information. That is absolutely crazy information. Alright. Unfortunately, there's something over here I want, but there's a big snake in the way. I don't think I can kill the big snake. He has too much HP. It'd take me forever to chip him down. I think there's another chunk over here. I don't think I can get it. It's like behind these snakes. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting past those guys. Alright, let's just continue. Let's see. I think we're going the right way. That's up. This is down. Cool. Is there a shortcut over here? I don't think so. I don't think... Well, I think you could drop down there, but I don't know what it is, where it goes. Okay, I think I'm going the wrong way, which is sad. I would like to go the right way. Frenzied Cold Blood is useful. Alright, let's go back. We're going the wrong way. Now I'm not sure. Am I crazy? Am I going the wrong way or the right way? Is this the right way? This was the right way. Okay, I was going the right way all along. I gotta be really careful because there's a pig around here somewhere. If he catches me, I'm in a lot of trouble. We can't really fight pigs, unfortunately. It's too hard to kill them with gun damage. Alright. God, let me get caught up on chat. A million messages to read, you guys. I mean, I can't complain. I love getting chat messages, but now look at this. It's gonna take me a while to catch up. Okay. Random Jeff is here. Thank you for being here today. I'm sorry I didn't greet you sooner. I was a little bit distracted and your message got pushed way up. You've played every Souls except Demon Souls, and Demon Souls 1, Dark Souls 1 is still your favorite. Bloodborne's second. It's difficult for me to like Elden Ring so far, says Onyxili. Elden Ring was your first Souls game, and you think it's a little bit overhyped. You don't... It's definitely the best one objectively. There's nothing to discuss there. Oh, Elden Ring is the best one objectively, is what Hanami thinks. Maybe. I don't know. I think Bloodborne's the best one. But that might be more of a subjective opinion. I don't think there's an objective best one, though. Alright, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. You also want Demon Souls, but you don't have a PS5. Ah, I see. You're probably going to buy Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin at some point. I think Dark Souls 2 is underrated. You should definitely get it. Elden Ring, Bloodborne is your all-time favorite game. It's okay. Bloodborne is the best. Bloodborne is the only Souls games that Ducky has played. Okay, I'm caught up. Yeah, I have to, my streams are, like, just finally starting to get, like, more viewers. Like, for the last year, like, I've been doing a lot of streams where I would have, like, 1 or 2 viewers in chat. Now that I actually have, like, 6 people chatting, I have to learn the skill of, like, being able to read chat and play games at the same time. Because that's not something that I've really ever needed to do before. So it's a skill I haven't really fully developed yet, if that makes sense. I'm still not that good at keeping up with the chat, so you guys are going to have to be patient with me. Especially, if, like, when a lot of big messages come in at the same time. Get out of my way, you fool. Sometimes if you kill those guys, if they're, like, shooting beams, the beams will stay behind after they die and still hit you. Fun fact, I suppose. You can parry them, too. It's not worth it, though, because if you parry them, they're already more than half dead. Anti-clockwise metamorphosis, that's going to be useful. Tempering gems are really good. These are the enemies I was talking about. Yeah, you can actually farm these enemies. Like, once you get to this point in the game. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but you can technically do it. Like, you can actually farm these enemies, and they give decent gems for this point of the game. They give triangle gems, which are difficult to find outside of the Chalice dungeons. So if you like don't have any good gems and you're early on in the game, it can actually be like a good use of your time to come over here, fight all these guys, and if you get like a couple good gems like that, that will go a long way. Majestic says Dark Souls 2 is the best Souls, but they're just trying to trigger people. Hanami says, you deserve viewers for real. I would never tell anyone else how to do YouTube or something they're good at, especially since you said you did this for fun. But I feel like if you did more informative Bloodborne videos, you would definitely blow up because your knowledge is insane. Yeah, like I said, my game knowledge is definitely my strongest skill. And I have videos in the works, like I'm working on more guides. But I'm very slow at video editing. And honestly, my last guide video didn't really get very many views, unfortunately. So I have to wait. I have to wait for like the algorithm to catch up with me. The algorithm needs to learn how to recommend my videos to people, because it doesn't yet understand like who wants to watch my Bloodborne guide videos. It would help a lot if I could get more views from Reddit, but it can be pretty hit or miss. Like sometimes I make a Reddit thread and it gets like downvoted right away. Because unfortunately there's like a lot of negative people on Reddit who will just like downvote everything that they see. So if you post a thread at like the wrong time, it gets like 2 or 3 downvotes right away, and then there's just no recovery from there. It just gets buried. All right. Like the first couple minutes, like after you post your thread, are the most important. Land on the fire, please. No? Okay. Come over here. There you go. Why is he not getting burned? There you go. He only got slightly burned by that. Get over here, you clown. Get in the fire. I want the fire to kill him. Gotta watch out before he kills me, though. There. I just want to chip him down with the fire so I don't waste too many bullets. Alright, we can't fight the bosses right away, but that's fine because I actually want to upgrade my Raider Flash while we're here. But I want to open the shortcut first. So open the shortcut, go back to the Hunter's Dream, upgrade the Raider Palash, get some more Blood Tinge, and then we'll come back and fight this boss. I don't know if that'll be the last thing we do or not today. I've got plenty of time to stream, but I don't know if I want to stream for 4 hours again like I did yesterday. I just might not have like the stamina for it. Clockwise Metamorphosis, we're also going to use that. Alright. Ducky, if you aren't too good with fast parrying, Sekiro will be so hard for you. Elden Ring, on the other hand, is 120 hours long with lots of stuff in it. But I would still go for Demon Souls. Demon Souls is good. It's very basic, but it's a good place to start and like understand like where all these games come from. Skull Creek's here today. Thank you for being here, Skull Creek. You can deal good damage with guns. Yeah, we actually talked about this earlier. A lot of people don't understand how to build guns correctly. It is very possible to deal good damage with guns. In my opinion, I think an optimized build that relies on guns for damage is actually better than a pure melee build because of the ability to attack from range and the fact that if you know what you're doing, you can make the guns deal a ton of damage. We did earlier in the stream, we shot an enemy for 760 damage with a single gunshot with the pistol. I wasn't even using like a cannon or anything like that. I was just using the regular hunter pistol, and I did 760 damage. So keep that in mind. You can deal insane damage with the guns if you know what you're doing. Alright, so we're going to fortify our... Oh, we don't have enough chunks yet, but that's okay. We'll get some more later. If we went to the Nightmare Frontier right now, we could probably get 2 more chunks, but it's not that big of a deal. The question is, can we upgrade our repeating pistol yet? No, we don't have enough shards. We can buy shards, though, I think. Let me go buy... hold on a second. Sorry. Okay, hold on. I have to do a couple things. First, I have to upgrade the gems on my Raider Palash to see how much damage I can get out of it. So we're up to... So that extra 3 damage right there already means that the Raider Palash is doing more damage than our pistol. Next, I'm going to check this slot. Okay, we can get physical attack up, so this will get us up to 59. Now we're going to do this slot last. So the max we can get is 62. Okay, so right now, if we compare our Raider Palash with our pistol, the Raider Palash has 124 plus 62, 186 gun damage, and our pistol has 115 plus 60, so 175. So the Raider Palash is already dealing more damage than the Hunter Pistol. So there's no more reason to use the Hunter Pistol for the rest of the run, other than the fact that it can use Bone Marrow Ash. But when we use Bone Marrow Ash, we're going to be using the repeating pistol. So let's go get 4 Bloodstone shards, and then see how many chunks we have. If we have enough chunks, we can switch over to the repeating pistol now, and this is going to be our setup for the rest of the run. God, they're expensive. They're actually really cheap, like in the grand scheme of things, but for this early in the game, they're actually expensive. Like 2,000 echoes is a lot right now, but later on, it's like basically nothing. Okay. So repeating pistol, it's really going to come down to how many twin shards we have, and we do have a lot of twin shards. And if you want me to explain why I'm not using the Evelyn, it's because it deals less damage than the repeating pistol. End of story. If you want a longer explanation, I'm making a video about it, so you'll have to wait for the video. So our repeating pistol does 167 plus 64, so that's 230 damage, plus we're going to be using Bone Marrow Ash for 2.5, so our repeating pistol right now can deal 577 damage, compared to our normal gunshots, which only deal 180. This is why we're using the repeating pistol. So this is going to be our main gun for the rest of the run. We're basically done with the rifle spear as well. It's not worth keeping it equipped just for the regen. So we're going to be doing Raider Palash. So the main thing I'm going to have to train myself to do is use the R2 button to shoot instead of the L2 button to shoot. We also have different amounts of damage available, so we can switch between guns depending on how much HP the target has left, which gives us a lot of options in battles. Okay, I need to make sure I have at least 20 bullets. Check runes. Good, thank you for reminding me that. Hold on a second. Let me equip my runes. Communion is good. Moon, I think, is actually good for, like, within the context of this run, I think the moon rune is actually good. Physical damage or HP. So our HP is actually pretty low right now. I actually think physical damage reduction is better than HP because our HP is so low. So with that in mind, I actually don't think we need to change up our rune setup just yet. We're going to change it later when we have more vitality, but we don't need to change it right now. Alright, so the question is, do I think I can one-shot this boss battle? And if I don't if I don't one-shot it, I have other options. So let's go in there under the assumption that I think I'm going to one-shot it. Which means I should focus on increasing my damage while I'm here. And then just spend the leftovers. I'm going to buy Bone Marrow Ash too. If I can afford it, which I can. And then spend the rest on Quicksilver bullets. Customization in Souls games is one of the main things that makes Random Jeff have so much fun, but sadly Sekiro customization is only very late game or on the second playthrough. I still need to beat Shadows of Yharnam, Rom the Vacuous Spider. Customization is in prosthetic weapons. In Sekiro is what they're talking about. Characters have mostly like outfits. Check runes, I did that already. Ducky, he can go to Nightmare Frontier right now if he wants to. Yeah, I need to go to Nightmare Frontier, but not yet. Is Bone Marrow Ash like one shot or is it temporary? It only busts your weapon for one shot, but you just reminded me of something else. Okay, I hope everyone's ready, because I've been hyping this up the entire run. I'm about to show you like the most amazing thing of all time. The reason why, no matter what you say, no matter what argument you try to make, I don't care if 50 people downvote me, all 50 of them are wrong. The Raider Palash is better than every other gun. So, in about 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this is true. And if you figured it out, don't tell anybody, because it's a spoiler. Yeah, you just need the Tonsil Stone. But yeah, the Bone Marrow Ash only applies to one shot, but the thing is, you can only use it 10 times, and you can always shoot the repeating pistol 10 times. So there's literally no reason to use any gun other than the repeating pistol as your Bone Marrow option. That's the thing that, like, just people just don't seem to get. Like, why would you need a gun that can shoot 25 times instead of a gun that can shoot 5 times when only 10 of the shots matter? Like, only 10 of the shots are going to deal damage. Yeah, we're dealing way more damage to this guy now with our new setup. Oops. He actually hit me right while I was healing, so I didn't, like, the damage canceled the heal out. I wanted to do something I can parry. I could actually parry that on reaction, but I'm not fast enough. Like, I don't have good reaction time. I wanted to do his running attack, but he won't do it while I'm standing so close. But I can't back up because there's nowhere for me to go. Now he does it. Alright. What's your opinion about Cuphead, aka Porcelain Souls? It looks fun. I haven't played it yet. I might play it. Maybe I should do that for like a future stream. Cannon plus 10 wins. I think the repeating pistol is better than the cannon, because the cannon you can only shoot 3 times, which means you're only making use of 3 bone marrow ash, whereas the repeating pistol you can shoot 10 times. You're making use of 10 bone marrow ash, and if you add up that damage, it's more. That's the thing. You have to add up, like, what is the total damage if I use like all of my like damage boosting options as efficiently as possible? What's the total amount of damage? And the answer to that question is usually that the repeating pistol is the best option, because it can do 10 bone marrow ash shots, and it's the highest damage weapon that can do 10 bone marrow ash shots. Ducky likes Cuphead. They got the platinum trophy. That's cool. All right. Time for a lesson in game mechanics. Raider Palash is one of the only weapons in the game that has split damage, so I'm going to show you what split damage is. You see how it has 120 physical attack and 120 blood attack? 109 physical attack, 109 blood attack? In fact, let me equip the Rifle Spear real quick. Rifle Spear cannot use Bolt Paper. See, nothing happens. Raider Palash can use Bolt Paper. Bolt Paper adds 80 damage to every bullet that I fire, which means the Raider Palash is actually doing 124 plus 57 plus 80. It's dealing 261 damage per shot when I have Bolt Paper equipped. This is so much more damage than the Evelyn. It's literally not even a conversation. Like, you should never use the Evelyn for anything ever. But people will continue to use it. Oops, wrong button. We're not going to count that. I pressed the right button, but I hadn't transformed my weapon yet. We're not going to count that. No big deal, right? If I end the fight and I have 0 bullets left, we'll say that attack invalidated the run. Otherwise, it doesn't make a difference. As long as I had 1 bullet left, that attack wouldn't have made a difference. Especially because it was just me pressing the wrong button. Yeah, the extra 80 damage per shot is going a long way here. I'm basically hitting these guys for like 160 damage instead of only 80 damage. It's like doubling my damage, effectively. But yes, Evelyn bros are going to keep using the Evelyn. They don't care. They don't want to learn anything. They don't want to know anything. This is not even getting into the fact that if you have good blood gems, the repeating pistol base damage without Bolt Paper is already higher than the Evelyn. Then you add an extra 80 on top of that. I have to kill the... I let them transform without killing the third guy. It's not a huge deal, but it's a slight setback. I'm going to use Bone Marrow Ash here to make sure that I kill this guy with the next bullet. Nice. Alright. Now we're going to go back to focusing on these guys. I think I'm not sure who's the best one to kill second. Probably Candle, because the sword guy can be parried. Oh my god! They both hit me at the same time. These guys do dodge sideways, but they don't usually dodge faster than bullets. Sometimes they do. It's very rare, though. Oh, my Bolt Paper wore off. So this is going to be our main damage method. This is going to be our... Come on, dude! This is going to be our main damage method for the rest of the run. Sure. Okay, yeah, sure. You can attack from 80 feet away. I'm not ignoring you, Deathcore. There's just a lot of messages in chat. What did you say? Check armor. I don't need to change my armor. My armor's fine. You're going to be back in 15 minutes, says Skull Creek. That's fine. One thing you have to do to beat every boss, and then the final boss, and then beat every boss on expert mode. Just use the extra bullet at the end. I always go for the Katana Guy first. Hey, didn't you stream yesterday? Ask Brain Control. Yeah, I streamed actually 3 days in a row. This is my first time ever streaming 3 days in a row. Okay, I'm thinking I should take out the sword guy first. Taking out the flame guy first is better in the hunter tool challenge. I think taking out the sword guy first is going to be better in the gun challenge because I can't deal with having him in my face attacking me constantly. Yeah, why would I need to change my armor? I don't understand why you're asking me about armor, unless you just want to see the different fashion sets I have. Got to make sure I actually have my bullet loaded this time. Well, that's good because the last attempt technically wasn't valid because I used a melee attack anyway. Alright, I'm not going to fight this giant this time because he just takes a long time to kill. I'm just going to run down to the boss chamber. Alright, let's go. 3v1 isn't exactly fair, but it is winnable. This fight's not actually as hard as I thought it was going to be. The thing with the bolt paper, the Raider Plash with the bolt paper gives you so much damage. It makes this fight way easier than it would be. If I didn't have this bolt paper trick, I would be doing like half as much damage, which means this fight would take twice as many bullets. Because of fire damage, it's a minor difference. Changing your armor set will usually make the enemies deal, like optimizing my set for for fire defense will probably give me like 2% fire resistance, which means the enemies will deal like 196 damage to me instead of 200 damage to me. It doesn't matter at all. The game is, unless you're using like a really crappy armor set like the doll set, the game is way more about like fashion souls. I might use repeating pistol shots while he's on the ground. I haven't decided yet. I think it's better to just use the Raider Flash while he's on the ground too. I'll save like the Bone Marrow Ash repeating pistol shots for later. Yeah, this is much better. Focus on this guy first. Because otherwise he has that long range attack that he can use later in the fight, where he swings his sword really far, the one that killed me on the last attempt. I want to kill them fast so I don't lose my bolt paper. But the problem is you have to keep running away. Okay, sure. Somehow, in some world, that is true. Musa Gaming's here. Hey, Musa, thanks for stopping by today. How's it going, Ellery, and the wonderful chat? Happy Sunday to all. Sorry I'm late to the show. It's okay. I'm doing a boss fight now anyway. I'm watching you on my tablet and my computer at the same time. Oh, okay. You didn't know that. I always thought that changing armor would help you. I mean, it helps. It helps for sure. So armor makes a bigger difference against enemies who have very high damage. So if you're fighting an enemy that has an attack that deals like 700 damage, and you can increase your fire defense by like 10%, that can reduce like 70 damage. Like, that's kind of worth it. But against these enemies, who are only dealing like... let's see, what's my health? Okay, these enemies are dealing like 300 damage per hit. Giving myself like an extra... Plus, I already have good fire defense. It's not like I have bad fire defense right now. Right now, my fire defense is fine. I can increase my fire defense by another like 2%. So it would lower their damage by like 6 damage. It just wouldn't make a difference in this instance. It can be good to stack armor in specific cases, but just not here. Especially because I think they do a mix of physical and fire damage anyway. So I probably already have like a really optimized physical and fire resistance set. Maybe not the best, but like pretty optimized. Armor is mainly for fashion, says Ducky. Yeah, exactly. I definitely don't want to try and read chat while running through here. Alright, let's try this again. This is another... I think I'm a little bit off today. It might be because I streamed 3 days in a row. I don't know. I can't tell you what the exact reason is, but I definitely shouldn't have died twice on this fight, especially that second death. That second death was kind of pathetic. I think it's because I keep trying to talk and play at the same time. I think I should focus on playing and just talk when I have something to say, rather than using like 30% of my brain power to try and think of things to say when I have nothing to say. So the stream is going to be a little bit quieter, a little bit less talkative while I'm fighting bosses from now on. I think I need to do that. That's something I need to start doing so I can play better. Alright, focus on the sword guy. try to get him in angles where the tombstone is blocking so that the fireballs can't hit me. Of course, they're going to hit me anyway. Dude is a freaking spammer. Are you kidding me? 3 times in a row? He doesn't need to reload, though, does he? I need to reload. He doesn't need to reload. That would be too fair. Yep. Oh, that's bad. You really don't want to spread damage on these guys. You just have to kill that guy before they transform, otherwise you're going to be screwed. Alright, I think I'll focus on this guy next. Just because he's the one I already shot. Okay, we made really good use of that first fire paper. We killed like we killed one enemy and chipped down another enemy. Pretty good. Just with our first charge of fire paper. And now that we don't have like 3 people ganging up on us, we can actually just like get this guy in the corner and finish him off, honestly. I gotta wait until I don't have fireballs coming at me. The issue is when he dodges sideways. If he dodges sideways right when you shoot, he dodges your bullet. And this is the one that dodges more than the other 2. Oh. Ooh, I took a lot of damage there. Come on, dude. Really? I got stuck on that pillar. I have to go back to the Hunter's Dream now because I don't have enough bolt paper. Remember when I said that we were probably going to beat this on the first attempt and so I didn't have to worry about resource management? That was fun. Death Course is good to know, thanks. Random Jeff says they've started maining the Bone Ash set because of the cool witch hat. Fashionborn and Elden Bling is a thing. My favorite armor set is Lady Maria's set. I like Lady Maria's hat. Brain Control says, is your voice okay? Because you say that your voice hurts sometimes when you stream, and you did 3 streams in a row. Yeah, I'm not going to stream for 4 hours today, that's for sure. I'll tell you that much right now. I want to beat this boss before the end of the stream, though. This is a fight I can absolutely win. I could have beat this on the first attempt. It's crazy that I've died 3 times here. You can definitely see, like, the fatigue setting in, like, the streamer fatigue. For me. And, other streamers could do way better than I'm doing right now. Don't get me wrong. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to explore this side area that we didn't explore earlier. We can find some blood vials, some blood bullets, chalice materials that we need, and get some blood echoes. And then when we come back, we're going to restock our consumables. Fire paper or bolt paper, it depends on the enemy. In this case, bolt paper is better because they have fire resistance. Oh, sorry, I said that I chipped him down with fire paper. I mean, you know what I meant. In regular encounters like this, you don't even need to use the bolt paper. You can just kill them with regular shots, too. That's another thing that helps. With the Raider Palash having such high base damage. The Raider Palash actually... one thing I looked up earlier, or I was kind of looking into earlier... a little bit unrelated to this run, but because the Raider Palash has high base damage and low scaling, it's actually one of the guns that's very good on low-level builds, like low-level Blood Tinge builds. It's very strong. And then once your Blood Tinge is very high, it can also still, like, be pretty comparable to the other guns. It can even be the best gun if you have the right setup. I hate when he does that. Use them stack, I can parry, thank you. Yeah, see that? 378 bone marrow. Not even bone marrow, just 378 damage from the repeating pistol. I don't want to keep clowning on the Evelyn. I really don't. But it's in my DNA, like, it's in my personality. Like, why would you ever use the Evelyn when you could just use the repeating pistol and just do what I just did? Use the Raider Palash in the right hand. Repeating pistol in the left hand. What is, like... Okay, I'm gonna stop. Before the Evelyn bros start downvoting my stream. We're fine. Yeah, I have a really bad reaction time It's why I'm not good at using the guns that require reaction parries. I'm really good at the guns that use setup parries. Like the blunderbuss. I'm so good with the... If you could see me in action with the blunderbuss, you'd be impressed. You would say, hey, Ellery, you're really good at this game. Alright, there's something over here we're supposed to grab. I like the Evelyn, but the repeating pistol is way better. You said... Oh, that's Ducky's comment, not mine, by the way. Alright, I think there's something over here that I want. Okay, very interesting. He just wants to stand there and let me kill him. That was a decision, and he made that decision, and he stood by it, so we'll respect his decision. Ritual Blood 2. Yeah, we need that in order to open up the next chalice. We didn't get very many echoes. We did pick up some vials, though. I thought there was a Hintertomb chalice here. I think maybe it's in the next chalice. Anything you can kill with one bullet is usually worth it, because to buy one replacement bullet is pretty cheap. Especially when you're just using a blood bullet anyway. Nice. Yeah, like for that entire encounter, I didn't use any resources. I just used blood bullets, which doesn't cost me anything. Unless I heal myself. If I heal myself, then it costs 5 vials. But I'm not going to heal again. So I basically just got 5 shots for free. So this is one of those things, like the repeating pistol takes 2 bullets per shot. But if you're shooting bullets for free, then it's the same as taking 0 bullets per shot. I'm just going to walk back to the lamp, save a little bit of time. Or, sorry, it actually takes a little bit of extra time, but it saves me from having to buy more Bolt Hunter's Mark. This way's faster. You personally use Ludwig's rifle. Ludwig's rifle is cool. You don't think you ever heard me whistle. Don't forget to hit the like... something for patches. I can't read it because it's behind this stupid heart indicator. Yeah, the Ludwig rifle is pretty cool. It has really good fall-off range. Like, you can shoot enemies from far away with spread bullets. And it works kind of similar to the blunderbuss. I do think the blunderbuss is better, but if you like using the Ludwig rifle, there's no reason not to use it. It's still a good gun. I can whistle pretty good. I think I whistled in a couple of previous streams. I don't do it like constantly though. What are your favorite animes of all times? Oh, do it for patches. Okay, yeah, hit the like button for patches. Well, don't say that because some people hate patches. Alright, we're going to use all of our consumables. I'm going to think about what my favorite anime is. I've talked about it a couple times in previous streams. It's like a complicated question. It takes me a long time to answer. Okay. Which is why I don't always like answering it, just because it takes a while, you know what I mean? Like, it can be like a 10-minute long discussion, which I could be using those 10 minutes to fight these bosses. And hopefully beat them within the next few attempts. I'm actually going to go Vitality. Our Vitality is a little bit low. This is going to help keep us alive. Our damage is good enough to win this fight. What we actually need right now is Vitality, so that we're not getting killed as fast. I'm actually going to sell all of the crappy blood gems that we picked up so far. Blunt attack we don't need at all. Fire attack we don't need. I'm going to keep both of these just in case I need... Nah, I'm just going to keep the higher one. Okay, I think I got everything. Pick up anything else worth selling? Yes, the cannon. I would actually normally sell the Evelyn here and use the echoes for more important things. I'm going to keep it just because I want to upgrade it later so I can use it to make a video about how bad the Evelyn is. Big brain strategies. Alright, we got a lot of stuff to buy still. I probably should have bought consumables before echoes. That was a stupid move on my part. Oh, we can't buy bolt paper. Okay. Interesting. We should have enough for at least one more good attempt. Actually, we can get bolt paper from over here. Well, hold on. So we can get bolt paper from up here, which I think I'm going to do. At least I hope I can get it from here. No, I can't. I can only get fire paper from here right now. Okay. Fire paper is still good. It's not as good as bolt paper, but it's still good in this fight. We have 3 bolt paper, though. That might be enough. Let me put fire paper on the hotbar just in case we run out. Because the extra damage from fire paper is better than nothing. Back to Forbidden Woods. You don't hate him or dislike him, but you don't like Patches. Hinami says, "Are we farming gems now?" No, I was just doing something just to like get off tilt. I was too tilted. Random Jeff says, "LOL, the Evelyn is that bad." I gotta stop. I really gotta stop trashing on it. It's not that bad. It really isn't. But it's just like it's like the 4th or even maybe 5th best gun in the game. And the fact that like 99% of people treat it like it's the best gun is just like I just can't help myself, you know what I mean? It's like you just like you have to say something. Like it's literally like at best it's like maybe the 4th best gun in the game. It's just crazy. But like that wasn't a joke though. Like if I was doing this run normally, like it's worth 11,000 blood echoes, like I would sell it and I would use those 11,000 to buy like bone marrow ash, which I need for the run. Okay. Go here. Favorite anime? Aku no Hana, Gunbuster, Mobile Suit Gundam, the original 3 movies. I think the original anime is too bloated, but the original 3 movies are like a good. They condense it down to like a good story. Nozaki-kun. It's called Gekkan Shoujo. Nozaki-kun. Surezeri Children. There's a lot of really good ones, honestly. I don't want to say Death Note because I think the manga is better. I think the Death Note anime is really good too. The only reason it's not one of my favorites is because the manga is like even better. Death Note is one of those series that is like very highly rated, but it's not overrated at all. Like every single time you watch or read Death Note, you will like it more than the last time you watched it, in my opinion. I think it's a masterpiece. But the manga is a little bit better than the anime for a few reasons, especially in the second half. If you haven't read Death Note, you should definitely read it. And if you haven't seen or read it, and you don't like reading, then you should still watch the anime, because the anime is still very good. I'm going to be better on bullet efficiency this time. You can actually use that tombstone to like partially block the flames, by the way, as you just saw me do. The bigger tombstone is better, but it's hard to like keep getting them to maneuver, and he can still shoot around the big tombstone too. The annoying thing is the longer it takes, the more bolt paper you have to use. Okay, they're not transforming yet. I need to get ready for the transformation phase soon. What happened last time is when the flame hit me, it stunned me, and then I got stuck on the tombstone, and then the other guy's attack also hit me. Yeah, so we're doing way worse with bolt paper efficiency this time. And we're gonna die. No, we're not. Hold on, I gotta reset. Give me a second. I'm just gonna run around and avoid their attacks for a second. They just got me in like a too disadvantageous of a position. Okay, we got him. I'm thinking of taking out the... Oh my god. I'm thinking of taking out the fireball guy first. What do you think? Okay, cool. Gotta split these guys up somehow. Oops, that was a mistake, sorry. I pressed forward and R2 at the same time, which causes you to do a jumping attack instead of shoot your bullet. If I ever do stuff like that, I'm not going to invalidate the run. I don't really care. If somebody else says it invalidates the run, like, okay, do your own run. Like, accidentally doing one melee attack is not going to change, like, the difficulty of the run. Yeah, I think focusing on this guy first was the right play. Okay, I only have one bolt paper left, so I'm going to actually use fire paper starting from now. Our damage won't be quite as good, but it'll still be decent. It won't lower the damage we deal to them. That's the thing, like, at worst, we're just dealing slightly more damage instead of way more damage. We got plenty of bullets left, too. I gotta think about that. I gotta think about the fact that we have plenty of bullets left. Like, no matter what happens from here on out, we are completely fine. Like, even if we ran out of all of our bone marrow ash and all our... If we had no bone marrow ash, no fire paper, no bolt paper left, we would still be completely fine here. Ooh, I got a parry. God, no! I'm dead. I'm dead. There's nothing you can do about these snakes except run away from them. So the one problem with leaving this guy for last is he is the most dangerous one when it comes to summoning snakes. It's hard to stay near him and stop him from summoning the snakes. Because he's the one that dodges more than any of the other ones. Cool. Got him. Clown. I think leaving that guy for last was a mistake. Because I would not have needed to deal with those snakes if it wasn't for him. And this is why the Raider Palash is good. Jeff says, wow, those are some good choices. You just bonked the big guy. I never finished Death Note. It got kind of boring, in your opinion. Anime or manga? Let's go. Well done. Thank you, Jeff. That was a brutal fight. I made that way harder than it needed to be, honestly. Like, 90% of that, the reason I struggled with that was pure tilt. And streamer fatigue. You can parry these guys, too. But it's kind of hard. I don't really have the timing down. I got it. Yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is using the Raider Palash as my main gun. Whenever I knock enemies on the ground, like whenever I parry them, I'll shoot them with the repeating pistol for the bonus damage. And then whenever I have to use Bone Marrow Ash, I'll use the repeating pistol for bonus damage. Those are basically the main attacks I'm going to be doing for the rest of the run. And then occasionally, if an enemy has like a lot of health, I'll just shoot them with the repeating pistol just to like finish off the rest of their health. Anyway, we've been streaming for 3 hours today. I'm not doing a 4-hour stream today, so this for me is going to be the end of the time. That took a long time. I know, I'm sorry. We actually spent like 2 hours in Forbidden Woods. It was absolutely criminal. We should not have spent that much time in Forbidden Woods. You didn't finish the anime because it got boring. You could try reading the manga. One thing about manga is you can read at your own pace. You don't have to like wait for scenes that can take a long time in the anime. Like wait for the voice acting, wait for the pauses in between dialogue, wait for the music, all that stuff. You just read as fast as you want to. All right, thanks Sonic Tilly for stopping by today. Thanks LJ for stopping by. Thanks Hinami for being here. I believe it's your first stream. Thanks to Ducky for being here today. Thanks to Majestic for stopping by earlier. Thanks to Deathcore for stopping by earlier. Let's see. I know there was more people. There was someone else who it was their first time as well. I know Musa was here today. Thank you, Musa, for stopping by today. You're probably not here anymore, but that's okay. Brain Control stopped by earlier just to mention that I had streamed 3 days in a row, which is why I'm so exhausted now. There was a bunch of lurkers today. Random Jeff was here. Thanks, Jeff, for being here. I know there was one person who came here earlier. It was their first time being in the stream, but unfortunately, they left a long time ago, and the chat history doesn't go back that far. Please Friend Me stopped by here today. I actually didn't see them. W stream. Oh, I did see them earlier, but I don't know why I didn't give them a shout out. I'm sorry about that. Skull Creek was here today. Thanks for stopping by today. I think that's everybody. If I missed you, then I'm really sorry. Random Jeff says you did great with the pistol during the boss fight. Well done. Thank you. I did as good as I could. I could have... No, that's actually not true. I could have done much better. That's why I'm upset. Either way, it's been a fun challenge. We're about halfway through the base game content. There's a lot of side stuff that we can do, and I kind of want to do because I've never streamed a run where I did all of the DLC bosses. So I want to do that. And then once I get to the end game, I'll have enough materials left over. I can show people comparisons between the different guns, like which guns are good in different situations, etc., etc. But for now, I gotta go get something to eat and then help my mom run some errands. So I will see you guys next time. For now, enjoy the rest of your day.